hey, turkeys. Oh, hey. Nice. And there we go. What's up, guys? Oh, how's everybody's day? How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Did everybody have a wonderful day giving thanks? Or I guess all my Ameriboos. Did all my Ameriboos have a good day giving thanks? Everybody have a good time. That's weird that like cuts that off like that, but whatever. Whatever. What is up, guys? I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Today we're having non-alcoholic Heineken. As you can see, I did my neurotic Marie Kondo and moved all my shit around. As you can see, it was very neurotic. Very neurotic. Glenn is here. Foreskin Quilt is here. Meringue Jellies. Layla. Johnny. Inky. Dragon Knight. Darkstorm. Dopamine. Goat Cato. Paisley. Super Vid Game. Clockwork Clown. Lavishly Lavender. Nerd Nora. Bean. Little Fly. Oh, hell yeah. Hang on, let me move her down so you can see her all the way. Perfect. Show-stopping and brilliant. Josiah is here. Cammy is here. Dopamine. Pumpkin Pyrite. Klon. Scones and Jam. Ivos. Lesser Older Tales. Horn Affected. DZ. Slack Tongue. Oh boy. Ingus Bingus, Sour Sin. Did I miss anybody? Cringe Moment 420. Belly. Or B Lily. Belly. That works. Massa Mouse, MB Hughes. Sick. Sick. And Bat Freak for the $2 redos. I can't believe that Lyle Convoy came to your house and he ate he's like the Grinch, dude. He's like the Grinch. Nice. Everybody witness. Thanks, Bat Freak. Beautiful. Pity Bird is here. Sick. What is up, guys? What is up? I ate 58 Costco mini cookies, so I've been in a catatonic coma for a while. I have not been feeling well, but that's okay. I'm fine. I'm live, laugh, loving, you guys. I am live, laugh, loving, so. Let's see. Where am I? So I also finally made this little doodle that I've been working on for fucking ever, dude. I've been working. It took me way longer to do this than I thought it was going to. It kind of looks like shit because the transparent background is the same color as like the GIF. But I'm gonna do this for the starting soon, and then I'm gonna feature everybody's art. So, oh, I'm so stupid. Like this is what I was working on, guys. This is what I slaved for. This is what I worked super hard on. I was deep in the slave mines making this. That way, this will be on the starting soon. That way I can feature people's art as they make it. I thought that'd be kind of fun. Don't you think? I thought that'd be kind of cool. So, we'll work on that. We will work on that. And then my chat box is like hella fucked up in all of these. Why? What happened here? What happened to my girl? Oh no, she's fine. She's fine. But I thought that would be fun. We'll do that eventually. I just have a little bit more to do to it, and then I'll put that up. I will put that up. And then I'm getting better lighting. I ordered my lights and everything. I got a vintage love seat that pulls out into a twin sleeper for right here. You would have no idea how difficult it is to find a twin-sized sleeper. But I'm going to put that right here. It's like floral pattern. It's really cute. I'm going to put that right here. And then I'm getting better lighting for behind these and this corner over here. So it's going to be super cunty when it's all done, guys. It's going to be awesome. A wah for the 2. Loud Convoy is the whole Thanksgiving turkey. And some. Everybody witness. Thank you very much for the $2 ideas, guys. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been slaving away doing, guys. That's what I've been working hard doing. Oops, hang on. Then I have this. Just a little bit of autism time to start the day. Just a little bit of autism time to start the day, guys. Just a little. This girl's gonna be big. This girl's gonna be big. She's gonna be so big, guys. She's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Her and that other guy. What's the other guy's name? His name is like the Liu Kang project. What is this guy? It's this guy. This guy's gonna be fucking huge too. Where's the one? I gotta find it. This guy's also gonna be huge. This guy's gonna blow the fuck up. This guy and that girl are gonna be fucking huge. This shit's insane.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Gonna be big, guys. It's gonna be big. I can feel it. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Look like I'm in a true crime documentary. Sick. Kind of the vibe I was going for. Yeah. Sick. Sick. Cool. And then I haven't been editing because I spent all of my time making that silly little GIF. So, yay. I do have all my edited shit that I need to go through. Unfortunately. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm getting there. I will do it eventually. I'm getting there. I'll be better this month. That's my promise to you all. And then next week on Tuesday, if everybody is really good, next week on Tuesday, I will do a Subnautica stream. For members only. For members only. Do I not have Steam fucking installed on my computer? Seriously? Dude, do I really not have it? You're kidding. Did I delete that? Oh, I do have it. Why is it not... If I go here and I do Steam, do I just not get the option to open that, or not an option? Do I just not get to open Steam? Oh, that's the Steam PNG. No, there. This one? What the fuck? Oh, it's right here, I think. Yeah. Can I make a shortcut on the desktop for this? Is that what that does? No. How do I make a shortcut to my desktop? How do I do that? Oh fuck, where'd it go? I can't see. I need my readers. Oh, do I just take the shortcut and drag it and drop it? Oh, okay. Well, that was easy. That was easy. Okay. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Ah, it did work. What's my password? What do you guys think my password is? It's probably like Big Boba's 69420. I bet that's my password. I bet if I look in my little grandpa password book, my password is Big Titties, like 29 or something like that. Close. Okay, do you think this is... Nope, that's not the correct password. Fuck! This always happens to me. Because I want to see how much that is. Haha, maybe that's not the... What the fuck? Oh, I have to sign in with an account name? That's fucking stupid. What if I don't remember what my Steam name is? Who's friends with me on Steam? Who knows my Steam username? Dude, fuck me. I hate being old, guys. I hate being old. At Rowan. Can you see what my Steam username is? LOL. Dude, I fucking hate being old. I fucking hate it. What could it be? Let's try this. Nope. It's not FT Mongoose. What is it? What is it? Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. Hang on, let me write this down. Where's my pen? Fuck. Silly me. Dee. Never mind. I logged in and got it. Dude, I fucking love being old. Yeah, my Steam username is actually Big Boba 69. Don't tell anybody. No, fuck, that's not what I wanted. Big Boba 69. And now my email is being slow as fuck as well. Which is super cool, guys. Love that. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is my access code. Hang on. I need my access code. Everybody hold the fuck on. Okay. I also need to... What's the other thing I was gonna say? I also need to, I need to update my RAM. That's what I need to do. Oh, it needs to install anti-cheating hardware. How do you even cheat at Subnautica? That doesn't even make any sense. What's up, DJ Sunny? I hope that you're well. You're in my fridge. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Okay, I agree. I have read this message. That's great. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, can I see how much Subnautica is? Jesus Christ. Subnautica. No Cyber Monday deals? No Cyber Monday deals. None. I have to pay full price? Really? No Cyber Monday deals on Steam. Not one. Really? Steam Cyber Monday deals. Oh, it was on Black Friday? Oh my god. Blow me. Everybody knows that it's Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday? Okay, whatever, dude. Whatever. Anyway. That's fucking ass. Anyway, next Tuesday on the 9th, we'll do a Subnautica members only stream, you guys. Members only Subnautica stream, okay? That is all. Okay, it looks like the Lio is winning, which is not surprising. And then we'll do... Okay. So that one is winning. Let me go ahead and get that up. Let me queue it up. Let me queue it up for you guys. If I can fucking find it. There it is. There we go. Got it. Gotti. Okay. And let's put this over here. Very mindful and demure. And we get to watch iNut's dog shit Call of Duty gameplay. Awesome. We love that. That's super cool. Big fan of that, personally. I don't know. I guess iNut is one of the only people that Lio would talk to for some reason. I don't know why. I guess it's because iNut, like, argued with Tactical Templar, maybe? I don't know. I don't pretend to know. No one mourns the wicked. Dude, why does my Dante's Inferno video, it like continually resets where we were? I don't remember where you guys were. Probably like right here. I just like to keep that queued up just in case. Just in case. And then, quick question. We're going to do a little pop quiz before we change the title of the stream. Does anybody know what song this is from the beginning? Does anyone know what song? Who produces the song from the beginning? Pop quiz. Whoever gets it correct gets one kiss on the lips. One kiss on the lips. Platonically. Platonic kiss on the lips. Anybody know? Anybody know? We also need to listen to the We Are Charlie Kirk. Yes, correct. Yep, it's by Charlie Kirk, correct. Correct. No one? Really? No one? No one knows? From the beginning, it's Tynan. Or Tynan, excuse me. Okay, let me turn this down. Are you guys ready for some hype?
From the beginning.
No one knows that song? Literally nobody? I think I saw you in my sleep, darling. I think I saw you in my dreams. You were stitching up the seams on every broken promise that your body couldn't keep. I think I saw you in my sleep. I thought I heard the door open. Oh! What a great song, guys. What a great song. No, not Rez, not Rez. Not Rez. Let's see what my queen is up to, because sometimes she posts new music and stuff. Let me see. And then let me change the title of the stream. The other thing that I was gonna do, I don't think I have this strong of autism. I was gonna go through and catalog all of my VODs and change the titles and timestamp them, but I don't have that severe amount of autism. Maybe if I do like crack or like smoke meth or something, that's what I'll do with my time instead of scrubbing the grout with a toothbrush. But that's that's, yeah, that was something that I thought about doing, guys. That's something I thought about doing, and then I looked at it. I have like 2,000, or not 2,000. I have like 200 VODs. There's 206 pages with 30 videos on each. You guys are funny. That's so funny. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Okay, let's get everything queued up here, guys. We'll listen to some tunes while we wait.
He stood unshaken, a voice in the storm, a man of conviction, a heart reborn. He spoke the truth when the cost was high. He lived for Jesus, unafraid to die. We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame. We'll fight for the
Hell yeah.
gospel, we'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk, his courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known.
That's actually like gas, dude. That's actually gas. That's actually gas. This is actually gas. Can somebody convert this into an MP4? Like, I don't have YouTube Premium. Can somebody download this and convert it to an MP4 for me? That'd be fucking awesome, dude. Oh, that's great. We're leaving that one up. We're leaving that one up. That's fire. That's gas. That's gas. That's low-key fire, guys. Low-key, actually kind of cooking. Not gonna lie. Actually kind of cooking. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie to anybody in the room. That was pretty gas, guys. That was pretty gas. You want the link for it? Okay, hang on. Hang on. I'll put it in stream chat. It's kind of fire, isn't it? It's kind of gas, guys. It's kind of gas. Here you go. Here's the Charlie Kirk dubstep remix, guys, just for you. Just for you guys. Okay, and then let's do a quick check. Let's do a check to make sure everyone's doing their civic duty of liking the stream. Wow, this is incredibly disappointing. There's only 65 likes, and we have 154 concurrent, which is just completely unacceptable, in my opinion, okay? So make sure that we're liking the video. Not only does that boost me in the algorithm, it also brings me joy. And it makes me really happy, okay? And you should care about my happiness, right? You guys should definitely care about that. Make sure that we're doing our civic duty and liking the stream, you guys. And also liking the stream is free. If you like free stuff, you can join the Discord. Joining the Discord is free, which is so fun, so awesome, so show-stopping, and so brilliant. You guys can also, if you hate free things, you can check out my merch. I got Malcolm wrapping paper. Your family would love nothing more than goddammit Malcolm merchandise for Christmas. I'm sure they would be very happy to receive that. And then you guys can also always donate, buy memberships, gift memberships, and then next week we'll be doing the Subnautica members only stream. So if you want to see me crash the fuck out, I also have a crippling fear of water and like deep, dark water. Terrified of it. I don't like boats or anything like that. So I will freak the fuck out playing Subnautica. Just so everybody knows, that's going to be gas content. That's going to be absolutely fucking gas. The piano player for dubstep is the Liu Kang project. It's L-E-U-I Kang project, like this. It's the Liu Kang project. Yeah. So yeah, crazy guys. Important stuff going on. Okay? Very important stuff. All right. So what we are going to jump right into is this is a conversation that Lio had with iNut. This is one of the only people that Lio Convoy has done an interview with, which is, I don't know. The last one was Stardust. That was about a year ago. We could, in hindsight, rewatch the interview with Lio Convoy just because I think it's funny, given all the context. I think the first time that we watched the Lio Convoy interview with Stardust, I wasn't like fully up to date on the lore. You know what I mean? I was not fully up to date on the lore. So, hindsight retrospective of that conversation might be interesting. I don't know. So, what doing next? We can do Dead City Lorch. I don't think I want to do Star Giant tonight because that's multiple. Well, I guess we could do one. And then what was the other one? Okay. You guys decide what we're doing next. You guys think about that, ponder your little orbs, and then let's lock in. So this is an interview. This is from 5 days ago, so... Oh boy, what would that have been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on Thanksgiving Eve, okay, on Blackout Wednesday, Lio Convoy decided to do this interview with iNut. This is the first interview that he's done since his quote-unquote interview with Stardust and Barbie about a year ago. That was about a year ago. So let's see what we have to talk about, you guys. Let's see what we have going on. Let's lock in and then crash out, okay? Let's begin.
Okay, so I call you and it immediately connects, but if you call me first, it doesn't want to hate Discord.
I mean, I push Discord. I use a VPN for Discord because if I don't,
I do too.
It crashes. Or it doesn't crash. It just won't.
I do too, but it's still freaking irritating.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's up? I only got a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm just playing Call of Duty, man. So
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. I'm a fucking professional Call of Duty player. Yeah. I mean, I don't think the fucking bunny call was terrible. I think.
Hang on, I totally forgot about this, you guys. This is very important. We need to get up our Lios. Also, why are there 2 chat boxes? What the fuck is that? What's happening here, guys? What is this? Is this the one where the emojis work? Quick, emojis, quick, go emojis. Is this the one where the emojis work? Hang on. Did I fix it, guys? Did I fix it? Is it gonna go? Bro, is it working? Oh, but look at how delayed it is. Why is it so delayed? Why is it so delayed? Does anybody put emojis in here? Throw some emojis in there. See if this one works. Hang on. I'm going to keep my eye on this one. See if this one works. I'm so curious. Keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on that. I'm keeping it big so you guys can see. If the emojis work on that, I'm literally going to cry tears of joy. Like, I'm literally going to fucking freak out. I don't know. Nope. See, look. It's got the... Like, see where it says back it up, like that? God damn it. One of these days, I'll teach myself how to do stream elements. I'll teach myself how to do it one of these days, you guys. Today is not that day, though. And then let's make the chat just, like, a little bit bigger, shall we? Just a little bit bigger. Where's my chat box here? Just a smidge. There we go. Perfect. Dude, that's fucking evil. One of these days, I'll teach myself how to use stream elements. One of these days, I will. Okay, let's see what we have going on here, you guys. Let's see what we have going on here. I need my... There we go. I need Catholic on Pentecostal violence. That's what we need for this one. Yeah, there we go. And then, perfect. Amazing. Show-stopping and brilliant. Let's get my Yapper up. It's been a while since we've treated ourselves to the Yapper. He's been shelved. He's been shelved, but let's make him a little bigger. He can come back and visit us. He can come back and spend some time with us. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. Excellent. And then what else do we have here? No, I want these. All right. What Lio are we going for today, you guys? We have several options here. I don't want Wojak Lio. What's this one? Don't want that one. Ball Pit Lio is always a good choice. Lio Chan, no. That one's terrible. I don't want to do that to you guys. Do I have any more fun Lyos, guys? Do I have any more? Let's see. I have Sonic, or not Sonic, sorry. I have Knuckles Lyo Convoy, Melly Lyo Convoy, Wheelchair Lyo Convoy. Let's do Smelly Lyo. Let's do that one. We haven't done that one. Image. And then let me get them up here. Yeah, we haven't done this one before. This is a great one. This is a great one. And then let's put him in here. Great. That's perfect, isn't it? I think that's great. I think that's great. Excellent. Okay. We can continue.
I said that to you. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's still not good, but I don't think it's like people are comparing it to Rosa Call, and I don't think it's
They
that
compare
level.
every call I'm in, regardless of who it's to or why, to the Rosa call. They're desperate for a new one. Look, that wasn't an accountability call. That was I'm pissed and I'm gonna tear this person's face off because they're being a freak and they will not go away.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can tell you, they're kind of
Okay, sorry. Let me back up. I missed. Sorry. Sorry. I'm locked in.
still
I am
not
locked
good,
in.
but I don't think it's like people are comparing it to Rosa Call, and I don't think it's
They
that
compare
level.
every call I'm in, regardless of who it's to or why, to the Rosa call. They're desperate for a new one. Look, that wasn't an account.
Well, it's because that's probably like the metric or the bar, right? Like that's the worst thing that he's done. So that's what people are going to continue to compare it to, right? Like that makes sense, no? That makes complete sense, does it not? I think, but okay.
Ability call. That was I'm pissed and I'm gonna tear this person's face off because they're being a freak and they will not go away.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can tell you, they're kind of they are a freak. I do have to say most of the people you have these calls with end up being like mentally inept.
Insane.
It's just mentally disabled in a way. I don't know.
Not all of them are disabled.
I'm not
Some of them
saying-
are just lunatics.
Yeah, I'm not saying all mentally disabled people act like that, but most of your fucking what's it called? Most of your villains, or enemies, seem to be like mentally retarded in a way.
Disavow this language.
Or obsessive.
Yeah,
Or game
I'm-
touchers. What a wonderful rogue gallery.
Yeah, I would say the obsessive are very, very true. Because like,
I also think the other thing that's insane as well is that he's unable to parse the difference. Like, he just genuinely doesn't understand what the issue is with the Rosicall. Is he doesn't understand that if you're dealing with somebody that has, like, the quite literal, you know, mental capacity of, like, a literal child, that they are severely impacted to the point where they have a difficult time being able to decipher right and wrong, right? That's not particularly groundbreaking. Like, it's very interesting to me that he still does not understand this. Like, even when he says, oh, well, they're just insane. There's a difference between somebody who is, like, intellectually disabled and somebody who's insane. It's very interesting that he still, to this day, does not quite understand what was so bad about that call.
this bunch of person, despite being like autistic, and I think she said OCD, I think that it is not an excuse, but I think it's sort of understandable when that's probably the first environment they've been in, where they're getting attention from people like that. So they just love the attention. So I think that is, I don't know, I'm not saying they're attention seeking, but I think that it shows their hyperfixation when it comes to calling out.
I think in some cases, what I'm dealing with in certain situations are people who have gotten along their entire life being manipulative pieces of garbage, and this old man calls them out, publishes a call, and they actually don't know what to do, so they obsess and try to get their get-backs in the most deranged ways possible.
I don't think they're manipulative. I don't think these people like looking at like Bunny,
some of them
like hearing Bunny
absolutely.
speak. It's like, and same with Rosa. Honestly, like those two examples, I don't think they would good. Right? Like Rosa especially, because Rosa has like the fucking like guardianship and everything as a grown woman. Like I don't think she is capable of manipulating people like that, other than if she used her disabilities for that reason.
No, she actually is. While Rosa obviously has.
One of the things too to be mindful of, and I think that this is there's two things that I like to look at when I think about if people are being manipulative or not. People can be unintentionally manipulative, and then people can be intentionally manipulative, and the intentionality there is obviously something that is a little bit more severe in my opinion. So, for example, like if you have a little kid that wants a candy bar at the grocery store, and mom says, no, you can't have a candy bar. And the kid is like freaking out and like rolling around on the ground, like crying, just freaking the fuck out. And then mom's like, Jesus Christ, like calm down, Timmy. I'll get you the candy bar. That's manipulative. I think that that is very different than somebody who is intentionally manipulative, like somebody who goes out of their way and is acutely aware of what they're doing. And ironically, I would say that Lyo is the latter. I think that people that attribute this kind of advanced, like, Machiavellian manipulator shit to people like Rosa just fundamentally don't understand what makes somebody a manipulative person. Manipulative people use tactics to, like, leverage a situation to get what they want in a favorable outcome. I would say like 90% of people just try things that have worked in the past. There's not like an intentionality behind it. Like I was at the store. I wanted a candy bar. Mom said no. Okay, I cried one time and I got it. I'm gonna try that. That didn't work. Okay. Another time I said I would do all of my homework early. I tried that. Didn't work. Okay. Next, I'm going to try that I said that I would do extra chores to get a candy bar. Okay, I tried that. It didn't work. You're just kind of like running down different things that have worked in the past to get you a favorable outcome. Manipulative people do things intentionally and in a more calculated way. Like there's a difference between somebody who's just trying with like trial and error to get an outcome from a situation or resolve a situation versus somebody who is seeking out an intentional outcome and will manipulate people in order to get that outcome. They're totally different things, right?
A cognitive impairment. She's actually proven she can 100% be a malicious individual who can actually plan things out. And she's unironically doxed several people.
Yeah, I'm not saying, yeah, but I'm not saying she's capable of manipulating people. I feel like
And I think that realistically, if you're going to attack somebody by saying that they have doxed other people, you probably shouldn't be somebody who has doxed yourself. And let's be mindful that Lio doxed somebody who is like 15 years old as well. So I don't know if we really get the moral high ground on that one.
it'd be too obvious. Again, there's a reason that happened. Whether it shows you in a good light or not, there's a reason it happened. So, like,
Well, when it
I
comes
just
to
think,
money,
I don't know why you have
look
so many autistic people in your rogues gallery.
I don't. You think I know? I don't even know why. Dude, there have been
attract a
so many
certain
times
kind of
yeah, but I don't know why. Like there have been times, like back in the days of 7, heck, even now, where I'm literally just in call chilling, and some lunatic shows up to try to like, do the old West gun smoke nonsense. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just talking about Transformers. Oh my god, why are you here?
That's fair. Again,
But have you watched the stream I did about Bunny Chan a couple days ago?
I watched it like go. No, I don't think I did. No, I watched the one you did about Beanskis. Which, like, the Beanskis situation, to be fair, I think your community is in the wrong for the Beanskis situation. Looking into that, I think Beanskis is obviously a timid little man. Like,
Oh, so the B and C thing, we looked at this, but I didn't end up lingering too long on it. I didn't find it particularly interesting. The Beansky thing was the individual that had like I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. They had like a bearded dragon, and the bearded dragon had like, I guess, a tank that was a little bit too small, and then they said, "Oh, I didn't realize that the tank was too small. I'm going to get a bigger tank for the bearded dragon." And this resulted in people bullying this person into attempting suicide. And it's interesting that people will say, like, that this was suicide baiting. Bianski actually overdosed on medication. So I don't think that I would call it suicide baiting if somebody actually tries to commit suicide. I don't think that that counts, right? Like, I wouldn't call somebody who jumped off of a bridge and then lived to be suicide baiting. That's like a genuine attempt. You know what I mean? So, and to my understanding, I don't know a lot about geckos or, well, that's not true. I did have a bearded dragon, but this was long ago. I don't remember all the specifications and, you know, I don't know the stats for what bearded dragons are supposed to have in their enclosure or whatever, but to my understanding, the tank was an adequate size, and then as the lizard gets bigger, you get like a bigger size. I think they said that it was like a 75-gallon tank, so it wasn't even that small. I don't know. And then Scones and Jam for the 5. I will never understand this strange lion man, and I don't want to. Guards, seize him! And then Bean, so justification, soft justification for the Rosa Call Award. Everybody witness, double witness please. Thank you guys. And then I wonder if I have this somewhere. This is a voice clip from Falgy's Discord server. Let me see if I can find this, because I sent this to myself, so I had it. Actually, you know what? I think I sent this to Morale as well. Has sound? Is that what I look for? Is it this one?
Well, it also doesn't help that people get a lot of facts about the call, why it happened, and everything else, and the details around it wrong, because nobody actually asked. They just ran with whatever they were told or whatever suited their narrative. Like they say, well, they knew.
Oh,
we were
this
gonna
is-
do anything.
oh,
No, we
fuck.
actually didn't. Even when the worst call happened, that third one happened, we did not.
So this is from Falgy's Discord server. This was in... When would this have been? When did I send this to Morale? I sent this to Morale in August. So this would have been, I think it was like late July. It was late July. This was Lio in Falgy server justifying the Rosa call. So we are still justifying it, but let's let this play. This is from his Discord server.
know that Nekopon was also a mod at the time. We didn't find that out until afterwards. We didn't grab Rosa because we couldn't.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? Hello?
And we didn't grab Rosa because we couldn't get to Rebecca. We grabbed Rosa because she was the one there who was the most outspoken and justifying what she did. Now, again, I think Rosa is more in charge of her faculties than people want to paint her as. In fact, I think the entire back and forth about her with ableism in a different direction because she's proven that she.
And then, so when he's talking about Rebecca, he's talking about Star Giant, and Rosa was an admin or something, or a mod in Star Giant's Discord server. And Nekopon was the person who was the groomer in the situation, who was also a mod in Star Giant's Discord server. And so Rosa did not even have the ability to remove this person. So they wanted to originally do the accountability call with either Star Giant, Rebecca, or Nekopon, and they couldn't get either of them, so they went after Rosa, even though Rosa literally did not have the ability to remove Nekopon because Nekopon was a mod, and Lio knew that at the time. So
she can be malicious. She's like, fun fact, she's doxed plenty of people, including me. And when I say doxing, I don't just mean giving out address like I do, right? When I say doxing, I mean she actually got the wrong person, but she published on her Twitter account.
I mean, Lio publishes people's doxes on his YouTube all the time. His older Predator Hunter YouTube videos, he actually doxed them in the first, 2 minutes of the video, which is ironic. And mind you, Lio Convoy has, fucked with people in real life, so.
What she thinks is me, who wasn't, somebody with a similar name, the Fox Mafia did the same thing, his address and everything, telling people to go after me. That is, by actual definition, doxing. So she knows full well what she's doing, at least in the case of maliciousness. The problem I have, of course, was that I should not have spoken to her that way, and I should have just told her to piss off after the first call. That was really all that was needed. Literally it.
And there were 3 Rosa calls. One was not enough. There were 3 Rosa calls, several hours in length, 100 plus people in these calls, a complete and total fucking dog pile. In one of the calls, Lio actually says that the only reason or the only way that Rosa will be able to leave the call is if she gets her mom on the call. And Rosa says, no, I want to leave my personal life personal. And Lio said, well, if you don't, I'm going to tell everybody that you're a pedophile supporter. To somebody who's severely intellectually disabled who thought that there were demons in the walls that were preventing her from talking in a voice call.
The continued assailing of her in the call was uncalled for. It was needlessly cruel because, say what you will about her other faculties, it's very obvious she can be manipulated by these people, and I should have been more, concerned with that. I really should have looked into that more. But another problem is, and I'm not saying this to make an excuse, because again, on the record, multiple times, there isn't one. But it also would have been very hard to stop the call, because if I did, Peaches would have had an absolute crash out in my DMs, because whenever Peaches did not get her way, whenever anything she considered fun was stopped, it would immediately go into suicide. And
then, so that's the best part of it, is that, Lio deflects and says, the reason that I let this go on is because Peaches would have crashed out and threatened to kill herself if she didn't get her way. And mind you, that in every single one of these calls, Lio is participating willingly. And Lio is, leading the dog pile, essentially. So let's not, pretend that he was not also excited to participate in this as well.
And I know you didn't really fuck with it, but it was...
Oh, I'm not. He doesn't deserve an apology from anybody. He's not some timid little man. He's a manipulative piece of garbage who uses his life as a shield.
Wait, who's the manipulative little man? Sorry.
And, I think he deserves some sort of apology. And I know you didn't...
Oh, this is Beansky, sorry.
...really fuck with it, but it was...
Oh, I'm not. He doesn't deserve an apology from anybody. He's not some timid little man. He's a manipulative piece of garbage who uses his life as a shield.
Well, I don't know. Well, you get into that before the bunny chunks, because I really don't know anything about Bunny Jam, other than the fucking fall that just came out. But, Beansky's, I really don't know what he did other than, your mods, getting mad at him for just talking back. Because from what I saw with going through Hidden's video about him, because she made an hour, 20-minute long video about him, which is crazy to make that long video about a glove shitto, a nobody. I'm a nobody, right? But
everybody, somebody's nobody.
Yeah, so I didn't understand that, because to my knowledge, Beansky doesn't have an online presence other than Discord. He doesn't have a channel, all that. So it's very weird. So it felt targeted towards a Discord user that pissed her off, essentially. Is the way I think of it.
Is a Discord user
Okay.
I'm not even gonna argue semantics. It's a Discord user who's a manipulative piece of garbage who does the suicide sympathy baiting nonsense, and we're all kind of tired of this.
That, I don't think
Well, again, it's not suicide baiting if you actually attempt. What the fuck?
it was suicide baiting because like he had the diagnosis. Like he clearly went to the ER over it. He did show the paperwork for it. Like I think in the moment,
When did they go to the ER?
I don't have it on hand, but
Okay,
like,
so let me ask you a question. Have you ever had suicidal ideation?
I can't legally say yes.
Oh, my apologies. I remember now. Okay.
But no, I don't.
Wait, why can't he say yes? What does that mean? That's kind of a weird thing. Also, the other thing that I don't understand with any of this is like, why do we continually defer to like personal anecdote? And I've been pondering my orb about this because the other thing that I think is really interesting as well is one of the reasons that they went after Rosa is because Rosa had a TBI and seizures which caused memory issues. And everybody and their mom was like, well, my best friend has seizures and they don't have memory loss issues. As somebody who is the king of the raped, it's like, it's such gay power leveling. I don't get it at all.
I haven't had like genuine suicidal ideations now. Like,
No, my point is, it's an 11-day gap.
yeah, no. Do I think I can't say he latched out. I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy like that to say that like, oh, he was on this to latch out and get back at me. But looking at the situation, there was that whole community in the Discord that I would say harassed and bombarded him. Even when he was like conceding points, like yeah, he was talking about like the bearded dragon thing. And, like, oh, you're a terrible pet owner. You're abusing your bearded dragon. When all he said was like, yeah, it's a baby. It doesn't need that big of a container right now. And they're like, yeah, well, you need to get him a bigger container. That's animal abuse. He's like, yeah, when it gets bigger, yeah, I'll buy him a new container. But then people in your community were still hammering us as a bad pet. So that's when he got.
Wait, hold on. Back up.
It was
My community?
Well, that was in the Senate, wasn't it? That was pre-Cats, or Cats did.
Are you talking about the... Oh, okay, we're talking about the Google Doc, right?
I'm just talking about his experience, like, within that. So that was in the Senate server, wasn't it? Like, prior to... So, like,
The doc... No, I don't think that specific conversation you're talking about was in Senate. I think that was in Guap, and that's in the Google Doc, which is not a server I run or own in any way, shape, or form.
And Lio says that he, like, the thing is that Guac Barrel is just the blood sports equivalent of Cat Slayer, where that's where all the edgy people go, and there's significant bleed over. I forget who it was, somebody sent this to me, but there's like a running bit in Guac Barrel, and I don't understand what it means, but it's called like bathe in my milk. I don't know what the fuck that is, but everybody that's like active in that server, people that, you know, are like super into this disc, I don't know, okay? They all have like this bathe in my milk shit on everything, and that's Lio's website on his Twitter, so I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
There are
I'll have to
people,
look
they're,
at that,
they're
but-
friends of mine.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think... Here's the thing. If you take issue with how they talked to them about the lizard, whatever. But I don't think that they were treated poorly in terms of reaction to how they act, because Beans guys unironically just sympathy-based people. And that's been proven multiple times. So I'm not going to sit here and let the violin be played for Beans guys, especially considering the level of manipulation and dishonesty they demonstrated when being called out about things, and especially how they responded to when I did my stream about them, where they unironically go into a server full of children talking about their ideation, wanting one of the kids to come at me about it, and then I find out later on they were talking about their sex life in front of these kids.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't aware of that part.
I just think I continually think that there's so much more context that is needed here, because I would say that mixed age spaces are a mistake right off the bat. We always start with that. Mixed age spaces are always a mistake. I think that there is so much intuition pumping into statements like this, because there is a big difference between somebody having a conversation that's probably inappropriate for the venue versus somebody seeking out children to have these conversations in front of, right? Like, if you are at a grocery store and for whatever reason you're talking about your Tinder hookup, is that appropriate? No, not really, because there's people of all ages in the grocery store. That's probably something that you should, you know, talk about in private and what have you. That's completely fine. But if you're talking about, you know, your Tinder hookup at Walmart and somebody who is underage hears you, the implication that you are a giga pedophile because you're talking about something that should be reserved for, you know, a personal, like, private venue, that doesn't make you a giga pedophile. Now, if you want to talk about your Tinder hookup, but you go to like Chuck E. Cheese and you get in the fucking ball pit and you want to talk about it around all the kids so you know that they're hearing you, the intentionality there is the problem. So the intuition pumping is that because this person has, you know, poor boundaries, whatever it may be, the implication is that this person is like a weird sex freak pedophile, when in reality it's just a lack of understanding of like these kind of boundaries and what venues are appropriate to talk about what kind of things, right? And I think that you truthfully lose a lot of the meaning when it comes to accusing people of being or not being pedophiles when you're accusing literally everybody and their fucking mom of being a pedophile. If you're at Applebee's and, you know, it's happy hour behind you and a bunch of, you know, girls or white girl wasted and they're talking about all their Tinder hookups and shit like that, and you have a family of 4, 2 booths over, does that make you a pedophile? No, it just means that you are, like, read the room, right? Like, these are 2 totally different fucking things. And it's very frustrating that we can't see that. That we cannot see that. I don't understand it at all. Bean. All I'm saying is that if we force these people to work on oil rigs or coal mines, this wouldn't be a problem. I completely agree. Thank you for the $5 reduce, Bean. Everybody witness. And then I see here that Little Fly has made a very, very important and profound statement that we should be liking the stream, guys. I'm going to check and make sure that we're all doing our civic duty. This is very important. This is very important. Okay, it looks like we have 107 likes and there's 199 concurrent right now, which means there are approximately 100 people that are fucking freeloading, which is deeply inappropriate if you ask me. I don't think that's very cash money at all, guys. That's not cash money at all. So please make sure you're doing your civic duty by liking the stream, essentially, because, you know, it boosts me in the algorithm, makes me happy, sparks joy, all that other good stuff. And it's free. If you like free stuff, you can join the Discord. Discord is free. If you hate free stuff, you can check out my merch. I got Malcolm wrapping paper, sweatshirts, stickers, galore, all of the best, just for my lovely mamacitas. You can also donate, buy memberships or gift memberships. Next week on Tuesday, we will be doing members only Subnautica stream. On Tuesday next week, members only Subnautica stream. If you want to watch me freak the fuck out, you need to make sure that you are getting a membership, grovel, beg, plead, you know, do whatever you need to do in order to get access to that, because it's going to be big, guys. It's going to be big. I can promise you that. And then really quick, I am going to go smoky pokey, guys, because I have not had a cigarette in, it feels like 74 years, you guys. 74 years. But worry not, I'm going to put on your key jangling for you, and I'll be back in a flash. You guys won't even know that I'm gone. It'll be the quickest smoky pokey you have ever witnessed in your entire life. And I believe this is where we were for Dante's Inferno, so let me put your key jangling up. I have witnessed the poll, you guys, and so I see that next we'll be doing the Barbie call. Okay, everybody behave. I will be back in a jiffy. Let me pause this so you're not overstimulated. There we go. We don't want you guys to be overstimulated. I know. I try to be sensitive to everybody's autism. Okay, I will be right back. Everybody behave.
In this place reside pagan souls and honored names which resound in your life above. Though denied paradise, they dwell distinguished from the manner of the rest.
Who is on it here?
Hector, Caesar, King Latinus, Camilla. I cannot give full account. The telling would come short of fact.
Saladin, the legendary Kurd who reclaimed the holy city, from whom even the brave Lionheart could not wrest it back.
The forces of Saladin are routed. Dante, do you hear me? We have taken the city.
One who loves Beatrice. Tell me where to find her.
I smell only a traitor, glutton, murderer.
Sniff again. How dare you presume to speak with the judge of the dead? I know exactly what your future holds. Your crimes are unpardonable. Come before me.
And would you believe it? Quick as lightning I am. Quick as lightning I am. Quick as lightning I am. Hell yeah. Alright. Shall we continue? Friends, shall we continue?
But I think what led up to like him not liking you on that part is, I wouldn't say reasonable, but like I understand it. Again, because I know Hidden was a big part of it, and he like went to our DMs. He's like, yeah, like he tried to take it out of like the group chat and just like try to talk to one. I think it was Hidden that we had the DMs with, which then it got very hostile in the DMs. Like I just think like he's clearly, again, like as most of the people like that for some reason beef with you, either is autistic or is like just socially inept. Like he's a very timid little guy from the sounds of it.
The funny thing is, I didn't have any direct issue with like this individual one-to-one until they started just randomly freaking out about me. Because the one call I had where they were involved, where we were trying to like get them to stop the behavior, like genuinely, it was a calm call. We're like, hey, you need to stop this. This isn't good. The way you're treating people is awful. Using your life as a bargaining chip, yada yada yada. This was in late Senate, so I don't know if I have the call linked around it. I haven't seen that happen when I was at work. So the other
Is he talking about the bunny chain call? Is that what we're talking about
genuinely, it was a calm call. We're like, hey,
now? What was the calm call? Hang on.
issue with like this individual one-to-one.
Fuck me.
For some reason beef with you, either is autistic or is one. I think it was Hidden that we had the DMs with, which then it got very hostile in the DMs. Like I just think like he's clearly, again, like as most of the people like that for some reason beef with you, either is autistic or is like just socially inept. Like he's a very timid little guy from the sounds of it.
The funny thing is, I didn't have any direct issue with like this individual one-to-one until they started just randomly freaking out about me. Because the one call I had where they were involved, where we were trying to like get them to stop the behavior, like genuinely, it was a calm call. We're like, hey, you need to stop this. This isn't good. The way you're treating people is awful. Using your life as a bargaining chip, yada yada yada. This was in late Senate, so I don't know if I have the call linked around it. I haven't seen that happen when I was at work. So the other person who would have it is gone now, but whatever. Where that's my interaction with them up until they started running around during the drama last year saying, I'm a victim of Lio in Senate. I didn't do dick person. Then, when the issue with Quack happens, they try to throw that on me. My entire statement in that entire back and forth was Transformers sure are neat. I wasn't involved with literally anything else in. So I'm going to bully them. I'm going to make fun of them for being a dishonest, skeevy little weirdo.
I am gonna bully them. This is like a 43-year-old man, by the way. I'm gonna bully them. I'm gonna bully them. Okay, cool.
And they can cry about it. I don't care.
So the one call you had with him, what was it about?
It was about the fact that they were using their life as a pawn to get what they want from people.
Okay, so what you're saying is he's putting all this blame on you about something that wasn't even, which from the sounds of it, which I'll have to look into it and verify unless you have like the stuff to verify that, like that it wasn't even in your community, like what originated.
Technically, it did because it was in Senate. Well, actually, it's harder to pin down because I don't remember how much of this was outside of the server versus what was inside. I'd recommend trying to get to some better first-person sources because all I have is what I recall, and that was more of somebody else's rodeo. I was tangentially involved, but I wasn't like directly. Okay. They wound up leaving the server, coming back, trying to cause problems. They got banned. Then all the shenanigans happened. Then the video comes out, and they get banned from Coke for literally the exact behavior we were telling them not to do, and we got onto them about before. So it's a consistent pattern for them. You can ask Beckett about that if you need to.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
they
ask Beckett about it. I agree.
Okay, no, that's fair. I think I think then it's hard to say that there's any accountability that needs to come from you regarding the situation. But I do say again, like looking at the original, the stuff that supposedly from his doc that like originates in Hidden's video too. I do say watching Hidden's video at the beginning of it, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it seems very aggressive towards him. Even when talking about like the bearded dragon stuff. Be like, oh, he's dismissive. He's not taking our feedback. He's just getting very defensive about it. When he's not. He's like, yeah, I'll get a bigger container when
Correct. This is all true.
They're trying to paint him as like in that first moment that he is being like a dismissive, like argumentative, like freak. When
Correct.
clearly isn't the case, and the DM's even or in the what's it called, the log she was even showing.
True.
So, but that's fair. I think if he's targeting you,
That's
over
fair.
it is a little silly. If you only ever had like maybe one conversation with him directly, and you weren't like a sole contributor to like the quote unquote harassment he was receiving, right?
The thing
Is
is,
that fair
even
to
if I
say?
was involved in that, I stand by it.
I mean,
I didn't bully him to near death, but if I did, I would stand by it. Why is this like an appropriate recourse for like a 43-year-old? Like, I don't know about you guys. I think that we're just trying to like relive high school on the opposite side, right? Like, Lio is shoved into many oversized lockers, and he's trying to overcompensate now by being the bully that picked on him when he was younger. But okay.
I think that's not understandable, but I would say I kind of get that.
Kind of get it,
'cause
true.
These are people in your community,
So-
so like defending them.
Well,
is small.
not just that. It's that. Well, you also have to keep in mind, not even inherently to defending, right? I'm trying to be as good faith with people as I literally can be, because let's be honest, there have been plenty of past times where I haven't been as good faith as I should have been, and I assumed the worst when it wasn't accurate.
good faith,
or I've let
huh?
idiots get in my head. So I try my best to be as good faith as I can. Sometimes I fail at that. I'm not going to deny that, but I do try.
We fail
but
a
when
lot,
it comes to Bean
actually.
Skies, any good faith I could have had got wiped away a long time ago, concerning how they behave. We
Okay.
warned people about
Like
how they act,
following
and
all
those
of
people had
it,
to find
yeah.
out the hard way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fuck around and
when it
find
comes
out,
to-
as the
when it comes
kids
to Bunny
say.
Chan, I would
Here we go.
implore you to look at the
Implore.
first video I put out about Bunny Chan. It's hard to listen to in some cases because my audio balance wasn't the best then. It's still not now, but it was certainly.
I think it was Aiden that actually watched the original Bunny Chan call. I had heard bits and pieces of it, but I had never watched the whole thing. And that call is still pretty indefensible because there is no proof of Bunny Chan sexually harassing Lio Convoy. There's no evidence of that. The only evidence is the thing that we looked at on stream where it's like the messages that were deleted and then it said, Lio says, why did you delete the messages sexually harassing me? And Bunny Chan says IDK. So there's no evidence of that or whatever. The call is fucking nothing. The call is literally fucking nothing. And the fact that he continues to think that these things make him look good in any meaningful way are actually insane. Like, where is this really quick? That original call fucking sucked. Lio Convoy Bunny Chan, because this one's pretty long. Yeah, so this is the image here where it says, why did you delete the messages where you sexually harassed me? And then Bunny Chan says, are they really that important? Or are they really that import? And this is a 2-hour-long call of like fucking nothing.
All right, artists, get your tablets ready. Our preface here, I would
challenged on 3 different positions for response. Over the span of 1.
It's a real good way to show you're sorry.
Really being cold-hearted. Mine is.
Yeah, it's kind of coming back to me now. And in the duration of the call, Bunny Chan doesn't even talk that much. These are just opportunities for these fat fucks to soapbox. Like, Bunny Chan doesn't even talk. It's like a round table where everybody except the person who's being targeted is talking. It's actually fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. There is no quote-unquote accountability in any of these calls. It's just everybody's opportunity to get in like a quick job or something gay. That's all it is.
It wasn't them. Listen to what happened, because during that situation, Bunny Chan was being an absolute freak, and at one point decided to sexually harass me.
How
And
did
I'm
they
not
sexually
using that in like the.
Yeah, where's the
started
evidence
talking
of
about
this?
how they want to undress in front of me, how they want to have sex with me, and how I should want to have sex.
That's ironic because that's actually what everybody did to Dreamer, and Lio Convoy defended those statements. Like when everybody was saying Dreamer should shove a Barbie doll up his ass. Who was the other person that was in that call that was like, Dreamer just wants to fuck me, Dreamer wants my fucking fat, juicy, delicious cunt, and like all that other stuff? That's sexual harassment. But Lio contests that they sexually harassed Dreamer. That's pretty interesting, right? Like sexual harassment for me, but not for thee. Interesting. Okay.
Them, a whole slew of nonsense.
And I would assume that you instantly shut that.
I just started making fun of them for it, to be honest with you, because what they like to do is they'll do unhinged things and then blame it on somebody else. They do the my dad works at Microsoft nonsense. So I put out a video, but it wasn't my video. It was my friend, my editor, whose opinion that was. My editor who can't talk because they don't have a bottom jaw. The person who harassed you sexually in the DMs, that wasn't me. That was my partner, who's magically not here.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm gonna delete all the messages before you can.
Oh, and then I think it was in the original Bunny Chan call. All these fucking idiots just love to get in their 2 cents or whatever the fuck. And somebody was like, Actually, if you didn't have a jaw, you couldn't be alive. So that's actually a lie. You actually can live without a jaw, believe it or not. A lot of people that chew tobacco lose their jaw. People that were, you know, around radium a lot, and back in the day when radium was like an oral medication that you were supposed to take, people lost their jaw. People that fail or don't complete suicide attempts where they want to shoot themselves sometimes miss and blow off their entire fucking jaw. Like, you can actually live without a jaw, believe it or not. I wonder, do you think that I can find that in the transcript? Because somebody was like, actually, you would be dead. There's no way that you could survive without a jaw. Actually, now that I think about it, this is actually false.
Get your
Hang on, let me look in the transcript. Let me look in the transcript. Because it's coming back to me, hang on. It's coming back to me. Hang on. Jaw. Oh, here we go. It's this one right here. It's so funny. God bless YouTube transcripts. God bless them.
cobbling together multiple people that you think are your friends that you claim live with you that magically can't talk, a mute person who's apparently missing their entire bottom jaw, which, by the way, very unlikely to survive, a person who goes by the name of the Watcher that can't talk, oh, and your partner who...
Very unlikely to survive without a jaw, you guys. It's never been heard of before. It's very unlikely. Like, I don't even know how... This is like if somebody was like, if somebody was like, black people actually have a third bone in their leg. And you're like, how do I even begin to debunk this? How do I even begin? Like, what do I even have to look up to say, like, do black people have extra bones in their... Like, how do you even begin to debunk that claim? How do you even start? How do you even start? You can't live without a jaw. How do you even begin? How do you even start? Like, yes, people can live without a jaw. What the fuck?
Before you can catalog all of them. And they admit they did that. Like, that's on the first video. Like, the evidence for that's pretty plain. And then in the second call...
Apparently, Bunny Chan's editor is missing their bottom jaw, and that's why they couldn't join the original accountability call, because they're mute, because they don't have a bottom jaw. But, okay.
They're obviously trying to jump away from it when I literally produce, hey, here's where you admitted to it. Here's where you admitted to deleting the messages where you sexually harassed me. And again, the call that you saw, not an accountability call. I was very clear about that.
They came to y'all. Like, yeah, from what you were saying, she came to y'all. Like,
it was also really funny that any... Well, it wasn't to apologize.
Well, I'm saying that's what she said.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, anybody claiming that accountability call happens in Putopia, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
I think
the worst place to try to do one.
So, who coordinated it for it to be in Pooh's server? Was that, like, did they join Pooh's server and, like, that got your attention, or what?
No, what happened was...
I think it's time for PNG, Malcolm, guys. I think it's time for PNG, Malcolm. I think it's time. I think it's time. I gotta get back on my VTuber arc. Hang on. I gotta get back on my VTuber art. Where is he? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Get rid of this. Wow. This sparks so much joy, you guys. I can't tell you how happy this makes me. I'm the happiest little guy around right now. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is big. This is big. Hell yeah. Let me put the yapper away. He's a little distracting. There we go. And then let's do another Lyo, shall we? Let's do this one. I like this one, but let's move him. He needs to come over here. He needs to come over here. There we go. That's awesome. That's awesome. So fun. Okay. This is great. This is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. Wow. I feel so free. I feel so free. This is... All right, let's continue.
He joined Vlad's server and started spamming Vlad to get me in call.
Okay. And are there logs of that too?
I think Vlad might have them, but the problem...
I'm not saying I don't trust you. I'm just saying, like, that kind of...
I think I have one. I think I have one piece. Give me a second. I think I have one piece of him mentioning it. Just uno momento, my man. Brian Flynn.
Uno momento. Por favor.
Stuff. I just had it on stream, so you would think it'd be easier for me to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A second here. Okay, so it's not there.
So, why you look for that? I guess I'll ask though. Why didn't...
Here it is.
I guess just... Well, before you get in that, I guess a question I have. Why didn't you, I guess on base level, just like... I would say... Not to lie, but like, just take, quote-unquote, take their apologies so they leave the fuck alone, you know? Because it seems like they're still harassing you on...
Because it's not about... Okay, because it's not about an apology.
So they
didn't come to actually apologize. And if you...
Or, they want the video taken down. From my heard, yeah, they're saying...
That's why. And the video's not coming down, so she never would have left me alone, even if I accepted the apology.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So,
true.
That's fair, I suppose.
Which was her entire point. So there's a section of that, because she's like, I'm not pissed at Lyo, it's Patrick, which is something else she made up. Because she knew that I had an altercation with some weirdo named Conundrum.
Oh, I have a PNG for this, you guys. I have a PNG for this. Look. Look. Look, I have a PNG just for this occasion. Hang on, let's put the ball pit light away. Hang on. I have a PNG for the patchwork coat hanger thing. I have it. I have it. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome, you guys? Isn't that great? Okay, let's move Smelly Lio over here. Like that. And then where's our coat hanger, Lio? There he is. Okay. Look, I literally prepared. I prepared for this day. I prepared for this day. There. That's awesome. That's awesome, isn't it, guys? Look at that. I literally have it. I literally have it. I prepared for this. I've trained in the art of spin jitsu for this exact moment. Wow. Wow. Perfect.
And what she does is she makes up things to try to insert herself into things. Well, I had an interaction with another Notion. Like, if you go look at the stream I did about her, she does an entire song and dance about how I destroyed her investigation on somebody who hacked her phone. Never happened. Never was an investigation. Certainly
never happened.
Interact with me. And I'll send you these as well. Here's just a small spattering of the absurd messages she would send me on different platforms with different accounts.
Yeah, I'll pull up this match. I'm a terrible interviewer, man.
You don't have to do it right now. This is like for your logs for later, because I don't know how well it's going to show up on screen when you look at stream. So just in case you need them, there's that. If Bunny-chan had just gone away and pissed off, we would not be here, but they don't. Instead, they obsess, they hop on multiple alts, they come at me from different...
You can also just, like, block all of these people. It doesn't make any sense to me, like, the continual bitching, crying, shitting, moaning. Oh my god, this person won't leave me alone. Oh my god, I can't live. Like, they made 2 accounts. I had to block 2 accounts. Oh my god. Oh my god. Literally, I've had so many people, like, oh, woe is me. I just, grow up. I don't know what to say. Just block them. Like, what a fucking baby. I see that Foreskin Quilt misses the ball pit Lio, so I'll bring it back. Hang on. I'll bring it back. I'm just going to make him a little smaller, though. No, he needs to be below the coat hanger. Yeah, there we go. Okay, hang on. Let me just make him a little smaller. There you go. And then where's this one? Needs to come up as well. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready. There we go.
And they just will not go away. And this is one of the situations where if I was dealing with a normal person, yeah, block button be easy, but I'm not dealing with a normal person. I'm dealing with an obsessive.
Because they're making like 20 different accounts. So,
yeah, in fact, in Bootopia alone, they had at least 12.
So to follow up with that, I mean, I know you not negotiate with terrorists, you know, but what is stopping you from just taking the video down and like being like, oh, I accept your apology? I understand that's like conceding the point. Like they're freak, you want that to be known, and you wouldn't want to take that down. But at this point, if they're like this adamant on like harassing you, pretty much, what is stopping you from doing that? Just so they'll stop.
Just the fact that I don't capitulate to principle, and again, I think about this beyond the scope of what affects me. If I do that, if I capitulate to that, what does it teach Bunny-chan?
I wouldn't say anything, but I think they.
What is that? I'm trying to teach a lesson.
Well, yeah.
Sensei Lio Convoy is trying to teach a lesson, guys. Pay attention. Everybody write this down. The thing is like, this is the truth of the matter. You're not teaching anybody anything. Because if you wanted to teach, quote-unquote, Bunny-chan a lesson, what you would do is you would leave the video up and block them and leave them alone. That's what you would do. However, that's not what we're doing. We're not trying to teach anything. We're trying to have our cake and eat it too, you fat little fuck. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Gotcha, bitch!
That's what we're doing. We want our cake and we want to eat it too. That's what we want. Because if you wanted to teach a lesson, you would just fuck off and leave them alone.
Something away with stuff, sure. But I don't think their cognitive ability, like that's been shown, like, I don't think they would change either way, regardless of whichever outcome you choose to go with. You know what I mean?
No, I think that if I were to take it down, she would immediately understand that that means if she can do awful things and if she harasses somebody enough, she doesn't have to have it out in public. And I refuse to let that happen. She can
refuse. I absolutely
refuse.
If,
like, I die tomorrow, I don't want that video going anywhere. It stays there. Yeah. Just like all the other content.
It stays there.
Out somebody
it doesn't go anywhere.
I haven't been horrifically wrong about something or lied to. It stays up on the channel.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what happens going forward. That's been my consistent standard.
Okay. I mean, and I understand that. Like, I understand the principle of it. I think it's just more so of like, this is shown to be someone that's not going to stop. They're not doing anything illegal, so you can't make them stop. And if you do get like an account banned or whatever, they're just going to make them, you know?
Yep.
So it's more so just like, is the heartache and the headache worth it, you know? Or not really heartache, just headache.
I mean, it would happen with artists, but here's the thing. There's one caveat. There's only one circumstance where I would have taken that video down. So you'll notice in the call I had with her that you listened to, I asked her age 2 or 3 times, right?
2 or 3 times.
Asked her what? Specifically.
I asked her age 2 or 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how old is Bunny Show?
They have claimed to be 24, 25, and 27. Now, the reason I asked their age
wow.
is because if she at any point... Now, she might try to do it now when she eventually hears this. Which at that point, I'm just going to assume she's lying, of course. At any point she had told me she was a minor, then that video would have gone down.
Wow.
Okay, so
that's brave.
Do you believe that she might be a minor?
I don't know. I highly doubt it based on the other data I have about her and the other people.
The other
she knows
data,
that have come
guys.
forward
The
about
other
her.
data. Write
She's
that
an
down.
adult, but I'm telling you in terms of my personal standards, if I had found out she was a kid, that video would have gone down immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like, for example, I was in a call last year with some of the SEC people, which I don't know how much you've looked into the community, but they're
no idea.
Very soft. They're very soft individuals in the worst way in some cases. And I was tearing into somebody in that area because they were being very foolish. And one of the members showed up and they were trying to debate me on it. And
wow, they were trying to debate.
Do you have any idea how childish that mentality is? That's a mindset of a child.
Oh,
their response to me
mindset of a child.
Yeah, like I am a child. And I just, my brain reset. I'm like, well, you got me there. Literally, I just said, well, you got me there. And I'm like, can you please not let children, I don't want to yell at children. Can we not, please?
Yeah, I think that's...
Then later on, I got called a whore. So that was really funny.
A whore?
You know that one keeps him up at night. They called me a whore, you guys. Guys, they called me a whore. That's crazy. They called me a whore. That's insane.
It's amazing. It said unironically, it's great. It's one of my favorites. Where is it? Here it is.
You shut your whore mouth!
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean,
that's
I don't think they're
awesome.
explicitly calling you a whore. I think just more so just like saying, but...
Oh, no, this was intentional.
Was that the child, or was that like...
That was Doodle Tones' partner at the time.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard Doodle Tones. I just don't know them.
Yeah, good luck. It was a rabbit hole that is deep and terrible.
You see, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's fair on the bunch and stuff. I just think that there's details that, like, the vast majority doesn't know, of, because, like, Bunny Chunks
if they actually paid attention and looked on the channels, they find it.
Well, no, well, yeah, but then you have to...
Yeah, if they
watch
paid
the long
attention,
stream
I agree.
And everything about it. I feel like if you condense it at any point, then I feel like people would be more understanding. But it's still, like, the base criticism of, you know, again, this is a mentally retarded person.
I disavow this language.
I don't inherently lump together people who are insane with like mental disability. Sometimes people are insane to the maliciousness of things, as opposed to like I have a disability and I can't control how I act. It's I'm going to be awful because I choose to be awful.
I mean, I think there's a line.
I mean, assuming that somebody who's like severely mentally handicapped is intentionally choosing to be malicious is certainly a take, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of crazy. I think that, again, in listening to the Rosa call, I don't know how anybody can walk away from that and be like, oh, yeah, no issues here. No issues here. Totally doing it on purpose. There's not a single issue here. Mm-hmm.
Like, their fucking ability to decide what's right, what's wrong is just twisted anyways. Yes, I think either way, like, retarded or not, it is wrong, right? But I think there is, not sympathy, but a part of, like, understanding, like, the kind of person you're dealing with.
I do try my best, despite what people think, to be as sympathetic and understanding of things people can't control. But these people, I know they can because I've seen them do it to others. I've seen
that doesn't really mean anything. Like, it's a difference in capacity. Like, I don't even know how to begin to think about this in any kind of like meaningful way. I know that they can do it because they've done it before. Like, to continually ascribe that every single person is like a Machiavellian 5D chess manipulator is actually insane. Most people are actually incredibly negligent and ignorant in the way that they behave, right? Like, never attribute to malice what can be attributed to, you know, just like negligent incompetence. They just don't know. People don't really navigate the world with this kind of intent. People will usually try something, it doesn't work, and they discard it. They try something, it works, and then they keep it in their repertoire of behavior or phrases or things like that in order to use again in the future. That's really it. I know that if I go to work and I say, fuck you, bitch, to my boss, probably going to get fired. But maybe if I go to work and I say, hey, I really like your shirt today, maybe I'll be like, oh, thank you, and I'll get like a nice email or something like that. So I add compliment shirt to my list of things that are positive things to say, and I add fuck you, bitch, to the negative things to say that will probably get me in trouble. You're just your brain is a very complicated slot machine. That's what your brain is, okay? Every time that you do something where you're interacting either with yourself or with another person, you're pulling the little slot machine lever to try and generate a response that works. And you learn over time what works and what doesn't work. That doesn't make somebody manipulative. That's inherent to human behavior, human socialization, and human learning. That doesn't intentionally make somebody a manipulator, because that's how everybody engages with social learning. It's not that deep.
The problem is, when you have somebody react that negatively to that being put out, They're doing that because they know what they've done is wrong, and they just don't want people knowing. That's a cognitive understanding.
And this is also not true. Cognitive understanding doesn't necessarily mean that people are hiding things because they know it's wrong. People don't necessarily hide things because they know it's wrong. If something is embarrassing, does that make it wrong? If I'm super into feet and I'm like, guys, please don't tell anybody that I like feet, does that mean that it's wrong? No. It just means that it's something embarrassing that I don't want people to know about. Is it wrong that I shit my pants at 7-Eleven one time? No, that's not wrong. It's just like an embarrassing thing that I don't want people to know about. Like that, just because somebody wants something kept under wraps does not dictate, or it does not logically follow that that then is inherently wrong. That doesn't work at all. Doesn't work at all, but whatever. Yemity just got here and I'm horrified. Why is Lio everywhere? He is also in your walls. Be careful, watch out! Everybody witness, thank you for the 5.
Can't get right and wrong.
Yeah, no, that's right. But no, I would say I understand. I think you've explained pretty well the bunny chain stuff. So, I think...
I don't think we've explained it well.
Not really last, but like if we're gonna keep, like if we have more to get about after this, I'm gonna keep you happy. But the fucking stuff with Go, because I do want to touch on that. I don't know.
I'm talking about that one.
Wait, talk about the what? Sorry.
Not really last, but like if we're gonna keep, like if we have more to get about after this, I'm gonna keep you happy. But the fucking stuff with Go, because I do want to.
Oh, Go Kato.
I don't know.
I'm talking about that one.
You have talked about it?
No,
Let's talk about it.
You're not going to talk about it? Do you mind if I ask like one question about it and you can decide?
I would rather not talk about it.
Okay.
What a prolific pussy, dude. You sat there with hidden hand grenade and you guys quite literally planned this for weeks. And you sat in that call and you said nothing. And now you're like, I can't talk about it. What a fucking pussy, dude. Oh my god, what a bitch.
For one, it's not even my rodeo. And secondly,
It was to your rodeo. It was in your Discord server, and you were there the whole fucking time, you idiot. Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
one moment, just see what I said here.
Yeah, I said when I asked you about it, like it seemed like you didn't want to be involved with it because you just sent me like the stream. So like I understand that. I'm not.
Well, I want to give you direct information.
Yes, I only have one question. It's not like to blame you. It was just a little question about I guess involvement.
Oh my god, it sounds like iNut is being like kind of a rapist here and like not taking a no. I wonder if Lio Convoy is going to say that he was raped in this interview.
But again, you weren't fully involved with it.
Check your DMs.
Alright, 1 second. Can you elaborate on like a keyword in that?
I don't think so. I think not.
That's the word I want you to fucking, what's it called? Elaborate more. Like the use of that. Is it just because they're young, or what?
It sounds like he's making the statement here, and I have to speculate because iNut won't leak these. At least to my understanding, iNut hasn't. Does iNut have a Twitter account? Let me see. Because to my understanding, iNut has not leaked these messages, but what it sounds like to me is Lio's going to say, I don't want to get involved because it's like minors or whatever, but that's never stopped him before. It also literally didn't stop him from doxing a literal fucking minor, but that's cool, I guess. That's cool, I guess. Now it's too late. Now it's too late because the tides have turned. Because the tides have turned, right? Now we can't do it, guys, but before, not a big deal. Really? iNut doesn't... Fucking bitch. I'm just gonna send him a DM. Where is he? Is he even on right now? Is he awake? I'm sending a DM. Either way, I think that this line here is that Lio's saying because they're like minors, I don't want to be involved in this. And we know that's a lie because this is like actually his favorite thing to do is like hang out with and talk to teenagers. That's like his favorite thing, but
I just gave you the information.
I just gave it to you, bitch.
That. Well,
like that entire thing. The entire thing's a mess, dude.
Yeah.
I am not talking about it.
Yeah, no. I think overall, broad community, no one is criticizing the take for that. I think it's more so, like, again, the fallout of
How about
that
this?
one specific situation.
How about you type out your question? I'll let you know if I'm going to answer.
Yeah.
How about that one?
iNut explained in Aiden's stream the reason why Lio wasn't going to answer is because he explained that because the situation involves a child, he equals it to talking to a child. This guy is like unironic. I think that Lyle Convoy has POCD. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that this is the first example that we've ever covered on stream of somebody that I genuinely believe has POCD. Like, this guy is so fucking afraid of being a pedophile. Like, he thinks about pedophiles all the time. He's always thinking about how he optically looks like a pedophile. He's constantly thinking about children. He's constantly thinking about rape and molestation and CSA and CSEM. Like, this guy is quite literally, he has like POCD. It's all he can think about. What's the timestamp on this? Where is it? Perry debate and Lio tent. It's this one, isn't it? When does iNut call in?
Risky situation
now, and it's by Google. It was pretty. Fuck. I was getting Alzheimer's. $5 from of.
What's the timestamp on this? Is the stream? Is it the Lio tent one or is it the other one? Hang on. Fuck. I guess I need to elaborate a little bit more. No shade to anybody else who's not, like, you know, deeply involved in this discourse, unfortunately. POCD is like pedophilic obsessive compulsive disorder, and this is, it manifests as like people that have compulsive thoughts that they are going to harm a child. So, for example, one of the main instances that's documented of this is parents neglecting their children to abusive levels because they're afraid that, like, they're a pedophile. So they won't change their child, they won't bathe their child, they'll actively avoid interacting with their child in any kind of meaningful way. It's very similar to people who have OCD and like compulsive thoughts about them stabbing people, and so they don't keep any sharp objects in their house, or they're never around sharp objects because they're so afraid that if they are around a sharp object of any sort that they will stab and kill someone. People that have POCD, which is actually a diagnosable condition, is people that are so fucking scared of being a pedophile that they will avoid children in any capacity, into and including neglecting their own children, because they're terrified of the thought of harming a child in general. I think I would say that I think that Lyle Convoy has POCD. It's like all he fucking thinks about. It's all he fucking thinks about. Why do you normally post fan art of Lyle Convoy being overweight? Because he is overweight. It's accurate.
Let me leave my lobby. I'm in. Right.
Got a multitask.
Oh yeah, no, I'm done playing the game now. Don't worry.
Have some dead air, you guys.
Because I feel like my question is very disassociated overall with the thing you don't want to talk about.
Huh?
So, is that something you're fine talking about?
Beginning. We can talk about this more off record or offline, because I think there's some things you're not really understanding here, but we can do that offline, because this is not something that I'm going to discuss publicly.
I hope that iNut recorded this shit and nukes his fucking shit out of the stratosphere. Please, bro. Please, bro. Please.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to press you on it, so if you don't talk, you can talk about it. So, no, because that was just, I would say, the only...
Rip nut, he muted.
I didn't mute. I didn't mute. Oh. I forgot my fucking push to talk or push to mute button. is the question mark key? So my bad. No, but yeah, I think that's fine. I think that base level, just because it's so disassociated from the thing you don't want to talk about, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I just think
I actually do need to finish up something. I need to finish up something and head to bed. I gotta be up at 3, so you know.
Okay.
Good for him.
Well, I appreciate it, man. So yeah, if you want to talk about that more offline, then I'm down. Because again, I don't think it's as heavy because it's not inherently including the.
You'd be surprised. We'll get into that later. All right, you can qualify later. But I will say before I go, Midge Maddox's a moron if he thinks that any moderation between Op Block, Putopia, and Cat Slayer is shared. Like, good God,
what an idiot!
Have a good night. I'm glad to be here.
You too, man. Yep, bye-bye. Walking.
Wow, that was terrible. That was terrible. It's really upsetting to me that he continues to like engage with people that like don't push back on him. It makes me really sad. It makes me sad. I want somebody to go fucking sicko mode, dude. I need Barbie and Stardust to come back and do this again. I need them to come back and do this again because that's fucking awesome. And we'll watch that call next. And then I have the timestamp here for this. It should be timestamped. If it's not, I'm gonna
Yeah.
cry.
Oh my, dude, iNut, that's complete cope. That's complete cope. He didn't want to talk about GOAT because of Cupidity, bro. Because they think that talking about a minor is the same thing as talking to a minor. So everyone's like hope now is that they can't address the GOAT situation because there's a fucking because there's a minor involved in regards to the underlying issue. This is the same shit that Beckett said to me. I don't agree with it. Hold on.
Okay, that's just him groveling in DMs. Dude, crazy. 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 That's insane. Alright, I'm switching back to my face. Nobody be afraid. There was one time that there was one time that everybody was in mod chat and I jumped in and I turned my camera on and Usagi went, "Oh my fucking god." That was so scary. It really hit me in the chest. It really hurt. It really knocked me down a few pegs. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. That really hurt my feelings. Good times, guys. Yeah, I think that Lyo's a coward. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Lyo's a gargantuan pussy, and I wish so desperately that he would do an interview with somebody that's like a little bit more aggressive than somebody like iNut. Like, I want blood. I want blood. I want blood. Terrible. It was so upsetting to me. I've never been hurt more. It really hurt me. I was like being shot. I was like, that's so rude. It's so rude, bro. So rude. So rude. Okay, so next we're gonna do the Barbie and Stardust call. I want the VOD for this though, because Stardust edited this. I don't know. Stardust edits her videos kind of weird, in my opinion. In my opinion. Nobody get mad at me for criticizing a woman. What does Stardust go by again now? What's the new? Is it Stardust IRL is the new one? That's the new one. I don't. This bitch has like multiple personalities or something. Like why are we rebranding like every other fucking day? I don't get it. Love you, Queen. Stop. You're cucking yourself. You're cucking yourself because this isn't the stream. This is the This is just the regular call. Is the stream archived anywhere? Yeah, Stardust fucked herself over by doing this. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the actual VOD. Hog dirt. Oh fuck. Never mind. Pretend I that was very inappropriate. I shouldn't have said that. She had like a stream VODs. There we go. What was the date on this?
I think Lyo. I think anybody who does.
This is from. Hello. May 11th, 2024. We might just have to watch the edited segment because these VODs are not labeled appropriately. Now I understand why everybody is so fucking pissed trying to look. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is a 7-hour VOD. No, we're watching the edited segment. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I told a lie. We're watching the edited segment. 7. Probably not. Probably not, my guy. Probably not.
But after that situation.
No, this isn't the one that I want. Where's the video? I want the video of the fucking the interview. Where's the interview video? I'm freaking out, Scoob. I'm freaking out, Scoob. Oh, here it is. Got it. Found it. We're good.
That was a call.
Got it. Okay, we're good. All right, we're fine. Everything's fine, guys. I got it. But then now YouTube is doing this thing where it won't let me speed it up. and we all know that we have to do that. That's required. We do have to speed it up. That's required. So let's jump back to the start here. Sped up. Okay, there we go. Wow, I'm so talented and stunning and brave, guys. I'm so talented, stunning, and brave. Okay, let's see here. Let's make sure everyone's doing their civic duty, you guys. Let's check the census, shall I? I know, now I feel guilty for not, like, changing the titles of my streams appropriately. I'm so sorry. I hope that you guys can forgive me. I see now how that is horribly annoying. I see that now. Okay, we've got 135 likes and 179 concurrent, which means there's still about 40 people that are freeloading. Much better than we were doing before. Much better than we were doing before. But I still demand sacrifice. So please make sure that you're liking the stream. It boosts me in the algorithm, and it brings me great joy. It's free. If you like free stuff, you can also join the Discord. That is free. And if you hate free stuff, you can buy a super chat. You can also buy membership or gift a membership, because next week on Tuesday, we are doing a members-only Subnautica stream where I will absolutely crash the fuck out. And you can also check out my merch, and you can get your family beloved Malcolm merch for Christmas, which is awesome. Now let's update the title here. Now let me save that. Okay, got that set up. That's done. Wow, we are so locked and loaded. We are so simpatico, you guys. So simpatico. And then I'm so sorry, Little Fly. I missed your $2 redos for the rebranding to Super Duper Mamacita. So sorry that I missed that, Little Fly. Thank you so much for the $2. And then Violet Iris. Congrats on your membership, Mamacita. Welcome. Everybody witness, double witness, please. And then I am going to do stream elements, you guys. That way we can have the emojis on the chat, because I don't know why it doesn't work. Apparently, it's just an OBS thing. But I can fix it. I can do it. Because the membership emojis are fucking slay, dude. They're fucking slay. So as soon as I get that fixed, you guys are definitely going to want. You guys are going to want those emojis, okay? And then we have a wah. For the huge 10 gifted. Fucking huge 10 gifted. How amazing. Everybody witness, please. That's very kind of you. Very kind. Thank you so much. Malcolm, do you have a favorite retro game? Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. And then I also like the original Prince of Persia Sands of Time, Jack and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank. Those are my faves. Thank you so much for the big 10. I just realized as well that we don't have a GIF for the memberships. Or do we? Do we have a GIF? Yeah, we do. We have a little jumping. I don't like that one anymore. Let's change it. Let's do a different GIF, shall we? Let's do a different one. Let me get up my GIFs here. Let's see what we have available to us. I don't really care for any of these. We'll keep the sunglasses for now. Guys. We'll keep that for now. Cool. All right, let me go back here. Let me check this shit out. All right. And then I'm going to go piss really quick, girly pops, and then we will lock in and we will do the Barbie call, and then I think iNut is going to call in just for a minute as well, because I have a question or two. So everybody behave. I will be right back. Everybody behave. I will see you so shortly. You won't even know that I'm gone. Lickety split. I will be back before you know it. Everyone behave.
King Richard wants us to babysit 3,000 prisoners? That is the king's command?
He intends to negotiate the exchange of these prisoners for the return of the true cross.
Negotiate with heretics?
I can comfort you if you let my brother go.
I have a woman in Florence.
Dante, don't.
Let me comfort you.
Have pity on our perverse ill.
Rise, spirit.
Looking for someone?
I'm back. Oh. And then look at here. What is this? This is so annoying. You're telling me there's... Oh, okay. It's a stream kit. Got let's see. I actually already have this. No. This is what I want. There we go. No, this one. This one. That's so weird. Why does it only... Huh. Is there, so I have like the stream kit one where it's the voice widget for Discord servers. I guess it just has to be per server, I suppose, which is fucking annoying. That's fine, I guess. Okay. Okay, let me tag iNut. iNut's in the Discord server, right? Or iNut should be. Scarlet Reaper guy. That's kind of gay, but whatever, no judgment. Okay, I guess he's not in my Discord server. Okay, never mind. Unless he is, what is it? No, it's just iNut. It's just iNut. Is iNut not in my Discord server? Nope, iNut's not my Discord server. Okay, cool. Slay. Okay, whenever you are. Thoughts on Christmas movies? I hate Christmas movies. I hate Christmas movies. I hate them. I like Elf, but that's really it. That's really it. Alright. Let's begin. Yellow, yellow.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, I think, to answer your question more, or I don't know if you want to pose your question again.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, in hindsight, what do you think of the interview? Like, do you wish that you would have gone harder? Do you wish that you would have had more?
I don't know if you cut out, but, I mean, I've been talking to Lio a little more lately, like, beyond that call. I don't think that's gonna be the last time I talk to him.
Okay. What is, like, the spirit of your guys' conversations?
I mean, more so, like, they spurred just because, like, I don't know if you're in, you're in Falgi server, right?
Yeah, but I'm, like, never in there.
Oh, well, I got, like, what was it? I said some things about how I felt about him, his kittens jumped on me about it, and I said some things I shouldn't have said, that were more, like, assumptuous, and rather than, what was it? Like, based in fact. So then I reached out to him, whatever, cleared it up, told him I still think it's weird. I mean, I guess, like, to not be vague, based off what I had seen, like, was assuming, oh, this guy's a fucking groomer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I made that claim, and, like, obviously, I couldn't back it up, and so I talked to him about it. It was all based off, like, the found family stuff.
Sure.
And, like, the answers he gave me, like, satisfied how I felt, or not satisfied how I felt, but, like, made me change my mind, essentially, right? I don't think he's a groomer. I still told him it was weird, right? And we don't agree on that, and that's fine. but anytime, like, I had him on call 2 streams ago, again. Just that was like, he was explaining some of the purple sacrament and things, and then, what was it? And I think you said it earlier on your stream, because I pulled it up after you messaged me, because I saw you were streaming. I do tell him, like, I'd rather someone else talk to him about these things. Because I think, like, I've not been in the community long enough to say things that are, like, genuine critiques about some of the older things. Whereas most of my critiques have been newer things, and I think he's done a good job answering those things. If that makes sense. But, so I don't really have, like, a hindsight thing. Like, I'm open to, like, messaging him. I do message him, like, when I have qualms. If that makes sense.
How do you feel about you and, like, other people being the only people that he'll talk to if there's, like, positive rapport? Like, he won't engage with anybody that's critical?
Oh, no, as I said in the stream from, like, 2 days ago, I can link you that and the timestamp. When he came on. Like, I even say, like, because I talked to Aiden as well, and I think, like, Aiden would be a good person for him to talk to. Because Aiden's critical, but he seems like, other than, like, the banter he puts out, he seems rather, like, neutral, not, like, good or bad faith, if that makes sense. So, like, I even told him, like, I think Aiden would be a good person to talk to. Just because, I don't know, I know you and him don't have a good relationship, but I don't know the why. Versus I know why Aiden and him don't have a good relationship, and I think it's more so just optics, because Aiden will spurg out a little bit, you know? So, I do think he should talk to people that are more critical of him, though.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I guess that's just most of my questions, I suppose, because I find it really interesting that he won't talk to anybody other than, you know, like, people that have positive sentiments towards him or, like, positive rapport. And so it's, like, really frustrating to watch him talk to people and then there be, like, no pushback or anything like that. It's just kind of like a lapdog session.
I know I don't go as hard on him as other people would. I mean, what was it? You've probably seen the Perry video where Perry was talking to him in the call. I think I'm in that. And I mean, you kind of see how that turned out with, like, him and Morale both were in that call. It was originally Morale talking to him, then Perry joined. And I do think, like, being overly negative, like, when approaching people in general, they're gonna be, like, less likely to engage in conversation. I'm not saying, like, I'm being fake towards Lio with how I'm, like, conducting myself. I think I've shown that I'm like this towards about anyone I interview or talk to, even. Like, I showed that whenever I was talking to, like, Templar, right? So I don't know. I think it's more optics, but I don't know how he feels towards you, so I don't know why he won't talk to you. But I know, like, Perry kind of spurred out. Aiden has had some moments recently where he's like, if you don't respond to me in the next 24 hours, we're gonna run a train on your wife, Lio, or something like that. Like, saying things like that, like, isn't the attention you want, I feel like.
I mean, I guess. I just think that it's, like, total bitch shit that he, like, will only entertain people that have positive rapport with him. And I find it incredibly frustrating as well, like, listening to other people talk to him, and it's like, I guess the way that I look at it is, I think that realistically, like, if there was something that I got in trouble with, or if there was some kind of negative sentiment towards me, if I could get people alone, I could probably do a lot of legwork and intuition pumping to, like, change that narrative for that individual person. So the idea that all of these conversations are, like, held with him, where, you know, instead of, like, I think it was a lot of the people that I talked to as well previously that have positive sentiments toward him, or, like, people that are in his community, it's like, there's never any kind of outside consultation. It's always talking to him about these allegations, and he leaves a lot out. Like, the sexual harassment with Bunny Chan, I don't know if he's ever showed you evidence of that. There is no evidence of that. And that's his entire reason for doing this. So, like, from my perspective, obviously, like, I'm not telling anybody how to engage or, like, anybody's relationships. I don't care about that. That's stupid. You know, think whatever you want, talk to whoever you want. Doesn't bother me at all. But it does bother me when everybody, like, seems to go to him for these conversations, and he is pretty good at, like, flipping shit around when it's, like, one person, right? And in the past, at least for him, his idea of accountability is, what, 100 people in a call, all taking turns batting at somebody, right? But so from my perspective, it's exceptionally frustrating. But, like, obviously, I wouldn't dream of being like, you need to engage with him the way that I want you to engage with him. I was just curious about kind of your guys' relationship because I found it odd that he talked to you because he doesn't really talk to anybody.
Again, him and I, like, I would say our rapport isn't good. I would say we're more so neutral. As I said, like, other than, I think I talked to him prior to, during the side, like, initial side stuff, before, like, she left Twitter, like, months ago. Just for details, because I made, like, my little shit video about her. So I asked him for details on that, just more so, like, details. I think it was because, like, the whole Fox Azure thing, because I didn't know anything about them, and why Sai was mad about, like, the whole rape joke thing, right? So I wanted to figure out who that was, get details.
What did he tell you about Fox Azure?
Forget, I could pull up the DMs, but, I think, to my knowledge of Fox Azure in general, is, like, that whole space is, like, they're fine with that kind of stuff. And so it just clashed and it gave like Sai something to call them out on, and them saying they're okay with it. I don't know much about Fox other than that though. That scenario.
Yeah, because I'm just curious because depending on what he told you, like obviously, he'll probably omit or exaggerate certain details to like fit that narrative because there's a lot that goes into that. So I was just curious. Sorry, continue.
No, I didn't need a deep dive for it. It was more so like who it was, like what was the context of them making that joke. Like, was it something that Sai should be, like, overtly, like, actually mad about? All that kind of stuff.
What was the joke that Fox Azure made about Sai?
I just know it was, like, I just know he was making, like, rape jokes. I didn't know if they were towards Sai.
Well, that was Gilded. Gilded said that he would get Sai, like, rape Sai, get Sai pregnant, and then rape her kid. Fox Azure came in and said that he was going to rape my moderators. That's why he got banned from my server. But I don't know if there's, like, convolution there.
Well, because I know the initial, like, discourse between them regarding rape jokes was like Fox Azure made a rape joke. I just didn't know the context of it. So because I thought it was Vlad or Pooh, right, who made the jokes.
Sure.
And so they're like, no, the one Sai's mad about right now is Fox Azure, and then they just explained to me like, no, it was like in a call. So I don't know all the details of that. But second interaction I ever have with him though is again trying to get him to like debunk my claim that he was a groomer, which at the end of the day, he did answer my questions. So he still thought in that like I was bad faith, and that's public within his server. So
sure.
I don't think him and I are like on the best terms because again he like put the DMs in a server saying that I was bad faith, all that because part of that situation. Saying I was trying, like portraying myself as a victim within the Outbox server, which sure, I didn't think I was. I just said that they like all his fans hopped on me, whatever.
Where do you fall on the grooming thing? Like, why do you think that he's not grooming people?
I think based off because I like the base question was the part of, you know, these people you were friends with as kid or that were kids. Because of like they approached him, I guess, during like when they were having their own things going on, used him as like that outlet to try to get it out, to my knowledge. And then when they were adults, they joined the found family, right? My claim of grooming came from that. Again, there's no way these kids would do that if he hadn't presented it. However, from what he explained to me, and I don't want to go into the details because there's like stuff that he said that was like to these people, like private to them.
Sure.
Not just him. But
the
gist of it is that he didn't present the found family stuff. So that was my basis of grooming though, is that again these people wouldn't have just joined his found family like fresh 18, 19, if he had known them since kids.
Well, I mean he did. He knew Jordan since Jordan was 13 years old.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they wouldn't just up and join it unless he had posed that question when they were kids. However,
I mean, not necessarily, right? Like if
that was my view on it.
Okay.
Like, I think I had a very narrow view on it.
Sure, because I would say that that's definitionally grooming for sure. Like finding a 13-year, like abused 13.
If he were to have done that, yeah.
Well, I mean, he did. That's what he did with Jordan.
Yeah, but to what it was explained to me, he didn't present the found family stuff to them.
He literally called Jordan his daughter before they even moved in.
But was that? But she was like an adult at that point, correct?
pretty sure Jordan was like 17, but even leading up to that, like you can agree that if somebody like meets somebody who's 13 and they kind of prime them for this situation, and then when they turn 18, they follow through with this kind of shit, like that would be grooming, right? Just because it wasn't presented to them as they were a minor doesn't inherently mean that it's not grooming because it wasn't presented, even if that was something that it evolved into later down the line. Especially if you're concerned with legality, you would never proposition a minor in that way until they were of age. But having that in your mind and then, you know, following them well into adulthood from the young age of 13, I think is definitionally grooming, right?
Yeah, but again, from what he explained to me is that he didn't present the found family question, like, or that idea to them. So I'm not, like, again, I'm not there. I can't just like assume these things, right? And like, unless Jordan has presented other things or other people in the family have presented things, I for one can't say. So if Lai is telling me like, yeah, like I didn't present the question, it was like brought up to me.
Well, it's like a Schrodinger's question kind of thing. If there was a 13-year-old that I met over the internet and we had like this weird dynamic or whatever, and then they turn 18 and they go, "Can I move in with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." They have literally been primed for this situation. The adult in that situation would know better than to and say no, right? Like, no, I'm not your fucking dad. That's not appropriate. I can, you know, help in other ways or whatever, but that's not appropriate, right?
Yeah, and I ended the conversation with that, like, even if, like, you didn't present it, I did say it is, like, gross and weird to have still, like, conducted yourself that way, like, after they turned 18. But, again, I can't say that, like, if he didn't present the question, like, for them to join it, then I don't, and he said he never brought up the idea to them when they were minors, so I can't say that he's, like, definitively a groomer. Again, I
mean, that's like the minor came on to me argument, right? Like, well, they're the one that wanted to fuck, so.
Well, yeah, like from the details he was telling me, like there's parts of it, like is not want to public just because people don't want it public other than him, supposedly, right? But again, if they're not wanting public, I can't make it public. You know what I mean? But
sure, I mean, I
think
the
gist of it is that he didn't bring it up, like that it was more so like brought up to him. I think having that relationship, even after they turned 18, though, again, with them being kids when he knew them, as I said before, like, I can pull up the DM too where I said it's gross and weird.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of any other situation where there was, like, an obese 40-year-old toy maker that is childless and has cats and spends all day on the internet, finds a 13-year-old that's being like brutally abused in real life and then proceeds to get, you know, groomed and manipulated by multiple other pedophiles like in close proximity to this person. And then when that person turns 18, they're like, "Hey, you can move in with me." Like, that's not like in any other situation you would be like, that's fucking insane and grooming. But for whatever reason, that doesn't meet the threshold here, right?
Again, if he wasn't the one posing the idea to them as kids, and then when they became adults, again, I think it as a like, I found the quote right here from the DMs.
Yeah, I just think that's the minor came on to me argument. Like, it doesn't matter who proposes it. Like, arguably, like a lot of people that are groomers, like normalize people into doing things that they wouldn't normally do, so it's the plausible deniability of them never soliciting for it. Like, they prime the individual to ask for it themselves, and then they can say like, "Oh, it wasn't me."
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but like, I think throughout all of it, I did learn, like, I don't want to assume these things.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I think there's people who just would defend him regardless, and two, I think just from a like analytical standpoint, like I learned my lesson with that, just to say that like, oh yeah, he's definitely a groomer. Right?
Oh, and then I have this here.
When I don't have the basis of it.
I have this here. I mean? This is an archive of Jordan planning to move in with Lio before 18, saying, quote, "The plan was when I turn 18 to go live in Texas with either Lio or somewhere close to him so he can keep an eye on me and help me with the first year or so of being an adult," end quote. So he was soliciting, and even then, like, by your own standard, if a 17-year-old says, "Can I move in with you and play daddy-daughter at home?" and the adult, even though the adult didn't solicit it, does not say no, after having this long relationship of a weird dynamic, that is, like, definitionally grooming, right?
Yeah. Again, like, it just depends on how much he played into it.
Obviously enough to move them in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can send this archive. I can send this archive to you if you want.
I don't think that's like anything to argue.
Sure, right? I can send this archive to you if you want it, because like that's definitionally grooming, especially if Jordan was planning to move in before they were 18. So yeah, I can send that to you though.
Okay. But yeah, again, basis of coming on here, I do think he should talk to people that are more critical and know more about the situations that he's been through.
Sure.
Like, the current stuff with, like, again, the fucking Purple Sacramentum or whatever, and fucking Bunny, like, I think those are reasonable things that he's calling out, at least from, like, my baseline overview that I've seen. In terms of, like, Bunny, I think overall, like, sexual harassment or not, right, if he, like, obviously doesn't have the proof to substantiate it, from what he's shown, like, with him, like, coming, like, making multiple accounts up in the double digits now, like, to spam his Twitter, to DM him on Instagram, I do think that, like, it's reasonable that when that call came around earlier this year, I do think, like, it's understandable how, like, he conducted himself in that call.
Sure.
Because that wasn't, like, he didn't set that up to be, like, one of those accountability calls. Like, that Bunny had been spamming Gilded to get Lion a call, so Gilded got them in, like, the server when they were all, like, in a VC already, to my knowledge. And then Lio joins, like, what the fuck do you want? Like, why do you keep asking for me?
Sure. I mean, I think the realistic thing would be to just, like, I don't know, like, ban them or, like, delete the messages or block them or whatever. I just think the whole thing is fucking stupid. Like, I think the whole thing
I mean,
is
I would
dumb,
ignore it. Yeah, I would ignore them too. Like, if it got to the point where with, like, I know with the Purple Sacramentum, like, he's doxed Lio. Lio told me he's been, like, sending pizzas to his house or whatever, you know, whatever that is. And all that. So, like, I think at this point when he's making all these alts, like, the only thing you can do is cover and bring awareness to it.
Sure. And then, I mean, even with Bunny...
Or contact the authorities, right?
Sure. And even with Bunny Chan and the alts and shit, like, people are just, like, he thought that Twitter user, like, Senate Kindness or whatever, was Bunny Chan. It's not. A couple of people thought that there were, like, a couple of KF accounts that were Bunny Chan. They're not. Like, I think it's all mass psychosis, and you should just, like, fucking block these people instead of entertaining it. Like,
well, how do you know that the Dojima Bunny Chan or the Kindness in a person isn't them?
Because Kindness Senate posted a clip of their voice, and it's not Bunny Chan.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's fair. I did see that. My only thing with that, and, like, I even argued it on stream when I watched, is, like, I don't believe that was AI. However, the person had used AI before and, like, got called out for it and deleted the clip that had, like, AI voice in it, and then, like, it was like a day or two later that they released that one. And then they came into my chat when I was streaming the other day, and they were like, yeah, I just don't want to talk to Lio because I don't want to get doxxed. I'm like, how are they going to dox you off your voice unless you're someone that he's already talked to before? And then I was pressing it, and then I was like, are you a child? And they said they're a child. And then that same day, they proceeded to delete that Twitter account, but then the next morning, they created the new one, right? So it's either, like, some kid who's just having fun on the internet, like, harassing Lio, which is fair, or it is someone that Lio knows and has spoken to.
I mean, either way, it's not Bunny Chan, so...
Yeah, I do believe it is someone Lio knows, though.
It could be, sure, but, like, I don't know. It's like, it's mass
getting
psychosis. It's like fucking mass psychosis, is what it is. Like, just fucking block these people and move on.
Yeah. Your chat's asking. I'm getting the feeling your chat thinks I'm sweeping for Lio. That makes me sad.
Well, I mean,
I've
yeah,
been very
because...
critical of him.
Well, I mean, because...
There's details I didn't know. Like, I didn't know about the Jordan logs, right?
Well,
so
yeah,
like,
that's like my whole...
I had to go off.
That's like my whole
is,
criticism
like,
of the entire thing. That's my whole criticism, because everybody is like, oh, yeah, like, he's really not that bad, guys. He's not that bad. And then I'm like, what about this thing? And they're like, oh, I didn't know about that. It's like, because you're going to him as a historian. He himself is a poor historian of his own actions. But, like, proof of the way that he talks about everything. And then it's like, oh, it's so strange that he left this out. Yeah, if you asked me about how I, like, murdered 27 fucking people, I would probably leave out the terrible details, right? Like, yes?
Yeah, no, like, if he's lying to me about things or omitting things on purpose, then yeah, that's pretty shitty. Like, so, yeah, I just think overall, it's hard when, I would say, majority of the people that I've talked to about him are the people, I don't want to say they're friendly with him, because, like, what is it, like, I guess, like, what the people I became friends with within the community are, like, the whole, like, Phalgy circle. That's what got me into this. But then, like, I've been talking to Ada's side lately, and, you know, they're not too keen on him. But I don't know if they know, like, these things, or if, like, they just didn't know I didn't know, right?
Sure. I just think it's like really stupid that people continue to like sweep for this behavior, and then and when I say sweep, it's like you're telling me like, oh, I don't think that I'm sweeping, I've been critical, but anytime that he tells me things about it, I just believe his retelling of events. I don't seek out that information on my own, right? Because, I mean, the Jordan thing is, like, definitionally grooming, and then just saying, like, oh, I didn't know about that. It's like, well, this is, like, the thing next to the Rosa call that he's known for, is, like, the found family, like, creep shit. Right. And again, I mean, engage with people however you want to engage with. I don't care, right? But the concern more so is that people are continuing to do this and like going to him instead of like kind of triangulating and figuring shit out on their own. You know what I mean? Because there's obviously other angles to look at it from, right?
Yeah, to be fair, like, what was it? I think the only thing I like the stream highlights video I did. I think I just watched his fucking video about fucking what was it? His video addressing things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had watched.
Sure.
So I don't know. I think I came to you about Lio before.
Yeah, and I mean that explaining things video fucking sucks because it's like, yeah, if you give me a
critical about it.
Yeah, if you give me a
And,
soapbox and a long enough prompt, I can, you know, people can talk their way out of anything. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, not shifting blame. I did come to you with questions about it. Okay, but I don't think back then I expected to be able to be at the point where like I can call him, like I can talk to him about things. So yeah, like whatever you want to send me it. Like I'm all open to it. I don't want to speak for him.
Sure thing. There's just so much. I don't even know. Let me grab these really quick. I'll send these to you. Yeah, and then if you ever want to chat more, just let me know, and I will. I'll catch you later. You know.
Yeah. Then again, yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for being a
sure.
Lio sweeper, man. I'm sorry.
It's like I don't even know. Like out of everybody that you could sweep for, I mean, I don't think that like a childless, like obese 40-year-old toy maker that crashes out and bullies intellectually disabled children on the internet is really
I
like
was
the guy
sitting
to
and
tell.
laughing when he said the reason he didn't want to have kids. Okay, I was making fun of it. Yeah. So, again, yeah, the details on that. No one else has shown me it. Like I've talked about these things with other people too, and no one sent me those things.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm happy to send you whatever, and we can talk in DMs as well if you don't want to yap about it on stream. That's fine because I tragically know more about this than I would like to, but it is what it is.
It seems like it. It seems like it. Okay.
It is what it is.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Have a
Hopefully
good one,
answer
dude.
Whatever questions you had.
Yep.
You too.
Talk to you later, dude. Bye. What is up with all these people that are like, I had no idea that he was an axe murderer. I had no idea. Like, girl, we already knew. We already knew. We already knew. We already knew. All right, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just work here. I just work here. I don't know anything about it, I guess. I don't know anything about it. Okay. We're gonna do the Barbie call, Lio and Barbie and Stardust. Now that we have God's great gift of hindsight, you guys. Now that we have the God-given gift of hindsight, we can do this, which is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fucking awesome, guys. It's gonna be great. So I'm gonna switch this over really quick. Hang on. Oh, and then let's check our civic duty counter, you guys. Let's check our civic duty counter. Let's see how everybody's doing. El Segi, you guys didn't like that Segi? That's really sad. I'm sad that you guys didn't like my Segi. That's so upsetting. Guys, please, my Segi. My Segi. Alright, likes are looking good. We only got 20 slackers in chat. We've only got 20 slackers in chat, guys. Liking the video is free. Discord is free. If you hate free shit, you can buy memberships, gift memberships. We're doing Subnautica stream on Tuesday next week that will be members only, so make sure you get in on that. And then you can also check out my merch. It's so beautiful. All right, guys, I am going to switch this over. Perfect. And then we'll keep our Lyos, guys. We'll keep our Lyos, and then I just want to be demure. I don't want to be perceived right now. I want to smoke my crack in peace, okay? So we're going to do this so I can smoke crack, okay? All right, let us begin. This is a call from last year. What's the date on this? Should we take a peek? This is from May 4th, 2024. Lyo Convoy is a well-established YouTuber who floats in the art commentary community, the slideshow commentary community, and other communities in that circle. There's been controversy in the art commentary community and sideshow commentary community recently in relation to several calls leaked involving Rosa Ray Ramsey, Hopeless Peaches, and more. People such as Hopeless Peaches, Doodletone, Endo, and Blue, and others are being criticized for their treatment of not just Rosa, but many others in the Senate Discord server, and in their audiences are upset for using the Senate as a place to bully people and take joy in others' hurt. And then these are the interview questions. Yeah. So let's lock in, guys. And Nosebleed, thank you so much for the $10 redo. Frenemy style podcast with you and Lyle, but it's you reading synonyms for fat for 2 hours. That is a beautiful thought. Thank you for the 10, the big 10. Everybody witness, please. I did ask Lewis McClung if he wanted to do a book stream with me, but he didn't answer me. Which makes me sad. Which makes me very sad because, wow, that's so upsetting. That's so upsetting that he didn't answer me, you guys, because I wanted to do a book stream with Lewis McClung. That would have been awesome. We were gonna read. I was gonna have him read Darkness at Noon. Great book, by the way. Great book, by the way. Okay, let's go ahead and lock and load, girly pops. Let's go.
Was a call. You apologized for being ableist, but that's about it. You didn't apologize for calling her a fool. You didn't apologize for calling her a whore. You didn't apologize for threatening to call her mom. You didn't apologize for, knowing.
How's the volume on this guy? I feel like it's a little
that
low.
she had all of these conditions and still continuing to let people call her and letting people, berate her for 4 hours. How?
Little Fly, thank you too much for the $2 dues. That just gave cancer. Thank you very much for dipping into your chemo fund. I appreciate it greatly. Everybody, what is? Dude, I want to do a Frenemies podcast with somebody so fucking bad, but nobody wants to do a Frenemies podcast with me. It's so gay.
Closely. Have you worked with a local police department or child safety organization to make sure what you were doing actually protects children and doesn't jeopardize any legal investigation? NCMEC is somebody who offers classes and seminars for child safety. It's the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So you haven't done any classes in that? Yes. You haven't done any classes in that? UNICEF does classes. You haven't done any classes in that. Have you had any education, any formal education in how to properly report these things? I have a lawyer I can bring in. Can I add a lawyer to this call? Because they want to explain the free speech law.
What state is he a lawyer in? What's he a lawyer in?
You can ask her. It's a her, by the way.
Women can't be lawyers. Everybody knows that.
Supported by Section 230
Everybody knows that.
As well as other threats made in person. Until or unless someone is making a time, manner, and place-specific threat. The protections, especially under Section 230, as it has not been reformed, are incredibly high for that type of free speech. So yes, you are absolutely allowed to make those threats. It is also incredibly inappropriate for you to think or try to state, oh, so these things are all right to you, as opposed to legal. You know that those are two different standards. First, I want to make sure that they're mentally and physically okay, and that they feel safe wherever they are, and make sure that they are.
Let's go, Barbie. We know her. We know her.
It's contradictory directly to what Lyo does, because he has had Jordan directly confront one of their predators. So
what? Why? Why would you do that?
Because it wasn't somebody that was sitting there sending them. It was somebody who was talking and orbiting around them, and it was also something Jordan demanded.
If you're putting the welfare of the victim first.
Dude, I can't. It's not my fault. The rape victim demanded that I do this. It was their idea, Your Honor. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry.
It doesn't matter if they demand it. They don't. That is not healthy for them. That is not protecting them.
True.
All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for agreeing to do the interview with me. I really appreciate it. I know you've been under a lot of heat, especially recently. I guess, part of the reason why I want to do an interview is, I think it's a good way for you to get your side of the story out, and as well as, people to ask, pretty pointed questions and get clarification on things, right? So I guess, if you want to just, give an intro to who you are, introduce yourself to the chat for people who don't know who you are, I guess.
Okay, well, I'm Lyo Convoy. I'm a dork that would prefer to talk about things like comics, cartoons, and action figures, but I've been doing predator hunting and trying to help people for the past 6 years. And
I don't know why the fuck, I just don't understand this. I would rather do this with my time, but instead I do this. Again, let's think about this logically here. every single situation that Lyle Convoy has involved himself in, he's made everything worse. Like, every single instance of him trying to quote-unquote help victims or whatever the fuck, he's made it significantly worse. If it wasn't for Lyo, Jordan would have never been introduced to Vita, who groomed Jordan for several years right under Lyo's nose. If Jordan had not been introduced to Lyo, Jordan would not have moved to a different state where they didn't know fucking anyone and be left out in the cold when that went sour. Like, there is not a single person that has been helped by Lyo Convoy's contribution to anything. I didn't want to do it, guys. I didn't want to have to. You appointed yourself the patron saint of the raped, and instead of being like, oh, this was actually a terrible idea, and I keep making everything fucking worse somehow, he's like, I just have to do it. I'm compelled. I'm compelled.
With fluctuating results, to say the least.
Okay. And when did you start making content?
2016, if you can call it content.
Okay, that's cool. So you like to focus on like dorky kind of stuff, but you have encountered a decent amount of like at least success in viewership, at least through the Predator Hunter content.
Correct.
Well, not even through the Predator Hunter content specifically. It's more of just dealing with unpleasant individuals. Because even if you go on my channel, there's not as much predator hunting content as you'd probably assume. Most of the content is dealing with nefarious individuals of different calibers. It's not all predators.
Okay. And then also, I've heard that you're like a religious...
And then he always like hides behind this as well, where it's like, oh, well, it's not technically predator hunting. It's like, it's all in the same spirit. You're like outing Discord freaks. Like when you think of predator hunting, you think of people that do like a sting on the internet or whatever. And then, you know, they like, it's like Chris Hansen style shit. Like that's what people normally think of when they think of predator hunting. But the way that it's done now, anyway, like the times have changed. The Chris Hansen version of this is pretty dead. It's reserved for a few unique individuals online. But the kind of predator hunting that we see now are people doing video exposés and callouts on these people. That's like the contemporary understanding of predator hunting, right? We're not doing the Chris Hansen, like fucking intervention style sting anymore. Instead, we're making callout videos and YouTube essays. That's what we're doing.
Person as well?
Well, I guess you could call me a religious person. I'm a practicing Christian. I screw up, but I try.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
We're not trying very hard at all.
Were you always religious, or is that something that's like recent in your life?
It's not recent. It's something I've always been.
Okay, that's cool.
Always
and
been.
Does your like religiosity influence your content at all, or?
It influences. Well, if you're going to be a theological individual, it's going to influence every aspect of your life.
Okay. Like.
Hang on. This volume sucks. Hang on. Fuck you, Stardust. Fuck you, Stardust. Fuck you, Stardust. Audio sucks.
Like, in what ways do you think it influences you?
Well, in general, even though I fail to, abide by it in several instances, it influences the moral values and influences what you do, how you...
Dude, what the fuck? Why is my volume booster not working? Hang on. What the fuck, bro? Okay, where were we? We were, like, right here. Hello.
Just confronted over it. So, do what you need to. Anybody's open to have criticism thrown at me, and I'm one of those people. So, you do you. That's one of the things. The other thing would be... Well,
commentary community, and I see like a bunch of people who are into really weird things, and so it's a little bit weird for me to like know that you are religious, and you say it influences like who you hang out with and who you surround yourself like.
Well, if you're going to be a theological individual, it's going to influence every aspect of your life.
Okay. Like, in what ways do you think it influences you?
Well, in general, even though I fail to, abide by it in several instances, it influences the moral values and influences what you do, how you act, how you try to conduct yourself, things you will say, things you won't say, people you'll be around, stuff like that.
Okay, for sure. I think it's kind of interesting because I feel like I look into the art commentary community and I see like a bunch of people who are into really weird things, and so it's a little bit weird for me to like know that you are religious, and you say it influences like who you hang out with and who you surround yourself with, and it's mostly, I hate to say it, but like the art community to me looks like pretty degenerate, So.
Well, excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm recovering from a cold. The art community, there's some people from that I hang around, even though people keep lumping me in with the Art CC, like, you're not going to see Art CC content on my channel. Like, they're just around.
Okay, yeah. So for some reason, you seem to have like at least attracted a decent crowd from the art commentary community.
And I can tell you why that is. It's because a lot of people who watch the calls, they draw while watching it. That's why.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Prior to me like kind of getting into this and kind of investigating myself, I had mostly people who
Investigator Stardust
would watch me or they would listen to me, and now it's very different to have people who are like drawing while they're listening to you. It's very, very interesting. So. Yeah. Okay,
I'm
so like
myself, so I get wanting to have background noise. Sorry.
Oh, really? No, it's fine. I didn't know you're an artist. So what kind of art do you do?
Most people don't know I'm an artist, so it's okay.
That's because your art fucking sucks.
For about 3 years, and of course I just do random fan art, or sometimes I'll do thumbnails for people. It all depends.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Should I commission Lyle Convoy to do thumbnails for me? Would that be awesome, guys? Would that be awesome? Lyle Convoy thumbnails coming soon.
Let's get right into it.
The
current drama in the art commentary community. So, yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, and I think I'm just going to focus on, like, a couple of things here, because there's just so much, and honestly, I don't think either one of us want to go into this, like, encyclopedia of knowledge of everybody else's lore. But what happened recently within the drama art community that you think caused this big explosion in drama, I guess, in your words? What do you think happened?
Well, there's people randomly picking up a call from over a year ago to talk about, which was the Rosa call.
And this is something that a lot of people fail to learn. I have the same criticism for Rose Malay, and I will offer the same criticism here because Lio and Rose are kindred spirits in more ways than just being fat. The thing is that, like, if you have a controversy like this, until you adequately address it, and even if you do adequately address it, it will follow you into oblivion for, like, the rest of your online career, because people are always going to defer to that, and that's going to be the baseline for how people expect you to act. So tragically for Lio, he'll never get away from this, and part of it is, of course, that he has not adequately responded to this in any meaningful kind of way. So, I mean, it just doesn't, I don't know. It's just, obviously people are going to continue to want, like, resolution for this because it's insane. The entire thing is fucking insane, and people aren't going to let it go because it was a very, very disgusting display of a grown man-child, like, reenacting his fucking high school trauma of being, like, abused and shit, but on the side of the abuser this time. Like, unless this is adequately, you know, addressed, it's never going to go away. And that's what people are going to think of you, and that's part of the double-edged sword that you have, you know, like, engaging like this online, is that people are going to have these impressions of you.
And I've made it very clear in my content, in my discussions, in conversations with other people, that's fair game. I was a complete and utter dickhead in that call. I was monstrous, and I wasn't right to do it. So if people want to criticize me, I will take it. I will not clap back. Have fun with it. Do what you need to. Anybody's open to have criticism thrown at me, and I'm one of those people. So you do you. That's one of the things. The other thing would be, well, the stunt Hopeless Peaches decided to pull right after the FCK stuff came to light. So that would be the things that kicked all of it off.
Okay. And what was the stunt that Peaches pulled off?
Basically, baselessly accusing me of being an abuser.
Yeah,
You've
I
seen my
noticed
video,
that.
so I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have, yeah. So yeah, one thing I wanted to, I guess, go over is she accuses you, as well as other children that you have adopted, they have accused you of abusive behavior. And you said, basically, I guess the question that I have is, your response was more of, no, I'm not. Actually, this person is abusive, right? And not to say that you didn't present evidence, right? You did present evidence, at least in
The good old-fashioned Lily Orchard. No, you.
the Rosa case, not Rosa case, sorry, the Peaches case, that, you know, that there was, like, some decent evidence there that things were not exactly how they portrayed them to be. So I guess one thing so sorry if I mess up pronouns also for people in the chat. I'm really terrible with names and pronouns. So I guess one question that I have is, you said, one of the claims that you made in your video was that Jordan specifically was abusive to you and your wife. What way were they abusive to you and your wife?
Abusive in terms of how they would treat us, how they'd operate around us, things they would do around the house, treating my wife specifically with a lot of cruelty in general by just being a random dickhead. And the unfortunate thing about a lot of this,
and I think the thing here is, being a dickhead does not mean that somebody is abusive. That's not what that means, right? Like, somebody can be a total fucking dick. That doesn't make them abusive. Like, hello? Okay, let's see if there's more. Let's see if there's more. Maybe I'm being harsh.
because they're just claims of conversations that happen in person. It's not something I can immediately, obviously, pull out substantial evidence for, because who records conversations in their own home?
Yeah, that's fine.
No evidence.
Do you have, like, specific examples you can recall that would, like, specific things that were said?
Well, there was the entire situation we had during Thanksgiving where Jordan was just a dick to everybody. There was a time Jordan, during Thanksgiving, tried to accuse me of threatening to hit him to random people on the internet, and when he was confronted about it, he did not like the fact that he was confronted over it. So it's pathological lying on top of a lot of things. Jordan had an unfortunate habit of that.
None of these are abusive behaviors.
And that's why
And we've said before as well, and something that I will continue to reiterate, is Lio Convoy decided to move in somebody who was, he'd been close with since they were 13 years old, that has, a history of being the victim of sexual assault across, the history of the internet, not just like over the internet as well, but also in real life by their stepfather or step boy. It was the mom's boyfriend or something like that. So I don't even know what that is, like step boyfriend. I don't know. Lio Convoy moved this person in and then was shocked Pikachu when this person who was serially abused, both online and in real life, is not like a perfect angel baby in his presence. He's like, what? What do you mean you have residual trauma? I screamed at your abuser on a Discord call. I don't understand why you're so, like, what is the problem here? I don't understand. Like, hello? Hello?
had Jordan in the home because we were trying to help him, and it seemed to me like anytime he had to work on anything or anything was expected of him, he blew up at people.
Can you explain like how they were a dick over Thanksgiving?
Well, stomping around the house, not engaging with anybody properly, backbiting people when they didn't think anybody would hear about it, hence the claims of threatened to strike him, not responding when people were trying to talk to him, and the entire time we were at dinner, he just stared at his plate literally the entire time and refused to engage anybody.
Okay, interesting. And then you mentioned that Jordan was abusive towards you. You also say that Peaches may have been abusive as well as manipulative towards you. I guess one question that I have is you are kind of, in a way, to me, it seems like you were kind of shirking some responsibility because you're saying I was manipulated by this person, you know, who's 10 plus years younger than me.
Correct.
And not to say that people can't be manipulated by, you know, by younger people, they certainly can, but I don't see the same energy towards people like Kumo, right? So like if you, like one thing that you were talking about in your video is that you brought up Kumo dating this girl and the whole self-harm stuff. I don't really understand why we're expected to give sympathy for you when you're saying that you were manipulated by a 25-year-old who you know, lives in a different country, but we can't have sympathy for Kumo, who was pretty young himself.
And then this is where he starts to get pissed. You can kind of hear him huffing and puffing because Stardust is like actually asking hard questions instead of sucking his fucking dick and giving him sloppy toppy, which he hasn't had since, you know, Washington crossed the Delaware. But it's like, yeah, I think that it is very evident that this is a skill issue, that you were like fucking manipulated and abused and gaslit by a literal fucking child over the internet. Like, sorry, not sorry. Like, come on. You're the adult in this situation. And none of the things that he's describing about Jordan either are like abuse. Like being a dick is not being abusive. Those are two totally different fucking things. It's just very funny. Very funny. King of the raped, everybody.
When all of that was going on.
Number one, there's a vast difference between what happened there and what happened here. Kumo's issue is that, number one, have you seen the actual clip in its entirety?
I've seen the explanation of the clip, and I've seen the clip, yeah. So, but I've seen the full explanation.
You noticed that he was giddy. So did you not notice that he was giddy the entire time? That he took enjoyment out of it?
Yeah, but I think I think that when you know the context behind it, I mean, it was stupid, right? But I don't think he stands by that now, right? I don't think he stands by that now.
If he didn't stand by it now, he wouldn't make. If he didn't stand by it now, he wouldn't be making jokes about it and having people repeat the process, except instead of making a joke of it using ketchup or lipstick on social media, which is also something I pointed out in the video. The difference here is, number one, I'm not lying about my actions. I do take responsibility for what I have done.
We take responsibility, guys.
Which is something I also stated, that the actions are still mine. Kumo has had a pathological habit of lying about things, which is why he cut down his initial video about it from 23 minutes to 9 minutes.
23 minutes to 9. Wow, crazy.
That he was giddy about that, but then I would say you were pretty giddy in the Rosa call, and so was Peaches.
Correct.
So were multiple other people in that Rosa
call.
No,
the Rosa call had nothing to do with Peaches manipulating me. I was just a dickhead. And I
the Peaches call had nothing to do, or the Rosa call had nothing to do with Peaches. It had literally nothing to do with Peaches. Meanwhile, just a few months ago, you guys, just a few months ago.
Hard to stop the call, because if I did, Peaches would have had an absolute crash out in my DMs, because whenever Peaches did not get her way, whenever anything she considered fun was stopped, it would immediately go into suicide.
That's crazy, because literally a few months ago, in July, Lyle Convoy tried to blame the Rosa call on Peaches. That's very interesting. Curious. We'll have to think about this further.
That's why I said that their actions are mine.
I don't think Kumo doesn't own his past. I think part of that is he was a kid. His girlfriend had like a fetish for that, and you know he's owned up to it, and he's moved past it. So I don't understand why. Again, we've got one mistake here from Kumo when I believe he was like a teenager still at that point, and we've got multiple mistakes of you being manipulated by multiple people.
And I just explained to you the difference. If you think Kumo's moving past it by continuing to make a joke out of it and continuing to find it humorous,
some people do make jokes. That's how they move on from things.
So you think him making jokes about self-harm is fine in this context?
I personally don't give a f. I'm not somebody who, I'm not somebody who really cares about that stuff. The only reason I care is when there's like hypocrisy, right? If you're claiming to have like the moral high ground in comparison to everybody around you, and then your actions are showing that you don't have the moral high ground, that you're not trying to even be on the moral high ground, then that's where I have a problem. So like, for example, with the Rosa call, you apologize for being ableist, but that's about it. You didn't apologize for calling her a hole. You didn't apologize for calling her a
slut hole,
you didn't apologize for threatening to call her mom. You didn't apologize for, knowing beforehand.
I'll call your mom. Don't let this darkness fool you. All lights turned off can be turned on. I'll drive. No, nobody. No. Oh, no, Noah Khan. Got it.
And that she had all of these conditions and still continuing to let people call her retarded and letting people, berate her for 4 hours.
I actually have. I didn't break everything down into individuality, but I literally said that what happened in that call is my responsibility because I let people do it.
And then, but here's the thing: you demanded a specific apology from Rosa in that call. You said, "Oh, what are you sorry for, Rosa? Tell us exactly what you're sorry for. Why should I accept your apology for ableism, which is not even the beginning of what you did in that call? And when you have gone so far in Rosa in that call to demand a specific apology from her,
you don't have to.
Okay, so here's the thing: you don't look like you're sorry for any of that, for calling her a hole, for any of those things.
I literally listed that the actions in that call were horrific.
You said that they were horrific, and then you specifically apologized.
I'm asking you correctly. Go ahead.
You specifically apologized for the ableism. You said, yes, the call was horrible, and I'm sorry for, whatever the ableism. I did not hear you apologize for the sexism. I did not hear you apologize for calling her a whore, for threatening her and calling her parents, and knowing that she had all these issues going on, and still letting other people treat her this way.
Let me pull up the script. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, pull up the script.
And I will remind you, Rosa said, I'm sorry for this situation, and you all were hounding her for a much more specific apology.
We were. One moment.
Also, I would say probably the Senate themselves deserves an apology for lying by omission, because you knew of Rosa's problems and you didn't disclose that to anybody.
Let me see here. I actually did admit in the script and in the video that I knew that Rosa was on the spectrum.
Okay.
And then that's the other thing too, is that he acknowledges, like, oh, Rosa is intellectually disabled, but I had no problem calling her the R word, and I had no problem with other people in that call using, derogatory slurs against her for her intellectual disability. No problem with that. No problem with that, even though he knew beforehand that she was intellectually disabled, and then he also didn't take the time to tell anybody that. Like, and again, I will be clear in saying it. I mean no disrespect at all to Rosa in this. None at all. It is very obvious, in my opinion, that Rosa is, in fact, intellectually disabled. Just, in the way that she speaks. I think that anybody who is paying attention would be able to discern relatively quickly that Rosa is, in fact, intellectually disabled. However, with that said, I think that it is incredibly interesting to me that Lio Convoy claims to be the patron saint of the saved and the intellectually disabled and blah, 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 and all this other shit. But he has literally no problem using that language towards somebody who is intellectually disabled and then allowing others to speak this way towards somebody who is intellectually disabled. And he knew in advance and he didn't tell anybody about it. So he kind of like allowed them to do this, right? Kind of allowed them to do this. That's kind of fucked up. No.
But did you apologize for calling her a sluthole? That's not what I'm asking, right? You admit to it. Do you feel sorry for it?
You ask if I gave. Well, of course I feel sorry for it. Why in the world wouldn't I?
You didn't say so. You hounded Rosa for a very specific apology, even though she was giving the best that she could at that time. You didn't apologize for calling her a hole. You didn't apologize for calling her a whore. You didn't apologize for calling her all, mush mouth. Well, actually, no, you did apologize for that with the ableist thing. But like there's like a telling her to remove herself from the census. Like these are things that I think are deserving of an apology.
And that's probably fair. If you think that it should have been more broken down into specificity, I can 100% understand where your value would come from on there, and I probably should have thought about that during all that.
Probably should have.
Yeah, I just think that, given how much people were hounding her, especially, Endo was hounding her, right? And don't get me wrong, I have a little bit more sympathy for people who are under 18, but they were 17, and they were still complicit in a lot of Nekopon's actions.
Who was complicit?
And Endo, the person who you all said was the victim, yeah.
Yeah, Endo was groomed by Nekopon. I don't hold Endo responsible for any of that.
I looked at their video. I don't know if you've seen their video. They have not mentioned grooming at all in that video. They mentioned
video?
Yeah, they mentioned being complicit in a lot of Nekopon's actions.
I think I'd have to go look at it because I wasn't even aware Endo made a video.
Yeah, Endo made a video.
Mendo's never once brought that up to me.
Yeah, the video does not have them talking about being groomed. It talks about they had a crush on somebody that Nekopon was having a weird relationship with that was probably inappropriate, but they themselves did not have a relationship with Nekopon in that manner. In fact, they were complicit.
Contrary to what I've been told.
They were complicit in a lot of the bad things that Nekopon did to other people. They admit as much in that video.
Can you shoot me a link to it, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe I can shoot that to you after, because I don't want to distract from the questions too much. I guess like.
Oh no, we're not going to go through the video.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a link to it if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. I had to search for it.
Yeah, do that work for me. Do it for me, woman.
All right. How often do you personally investigate things yourself that people are claiming to you?
This type of stuff right now is something that we're still in the middle of. There's a lot of data to parse through, which is why it's taken so long to do much about it other than confronting a few people that were persons of interest here. So it's something we're still currently looking into. But this is something that I've been told repeatedly.
Okay. Yeah,
been
it,
told
just, it seems like a
repeatedly.
lot of
I
hearsay.
agree.
And one problem that I have with the art commentary community as a whole and slideshow commentary and just this general space is there are a lot of claims that are being made that aren't backed up with documentation. And that's
No,
not to
there
say
is
that
no
you need
documentation,
documentation for every
correct.
single claim. I think if there's a claim that is being verified by multiple like firsthand witnesses, I think that that's certainly enough for you to say definitively that something happened. But there's like a lot of things within this community I feel like need to be backed up with more evidence. But you know, it seems like especially with the Endo thing, you're saying that that's still ongoing. But Nekopon and Endo, that happened years ago. I don't understand how that's still ongoing, and you are relying upon hearsay with Endo.
It's ongoing because again, we're still gathering data about it. There's tons of
We're
stuff.
still
that,
gathering
obviously
data,
not aware of.
guys.
There's calls we parsing through. There's DMs. There's exports of logs and server logs. There's a lot to this that is outside of the scope of what this video could even possibly go on to.
Okay. So then you are saying that you do have like concrete evidence then?
Yes. I can't really bring it out in the moment because I didn't know this is something we were going to be discussing right now.
Wow,
Those
that's
are
crazy.
somewhere in the archives of the old server, so it will take me some time to even find them.
Okay, fair enough. So back to the Rosa call, and the reason why I brought this up is because
Sure.
it's in relation to the Rosa call, right? And we'll kind of get into specifics about like what your methods are, I guess, later for like evidence collecting. But the Rosa call in particular, you mentioned you knew that Rosa was disabled, and you mentioned that she had a handler. I guess my question to you would be like that. You mean like a guardian or a custodian, right?
Yeah, I've been informed since then that that's apparently a derogatory term. I wasn't aware of
supposedly.
that, so that I do apologize for.
Oh,
but yes.
Supposedly, it's a derogatory term to say that somebody who's disabled has a handler. Groundbreaking. Groundbreaking. Isn't it? Groundbreaking.
That is what is meant by that they have a custodian.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they have a guardian or custodian. So you know legally, like if somebody has a guardian or custodian, that in a lot of states means that they can't own a gun, they can't gamble, they can't make major purchases, right?
Well, actually, no, because I've had other people that are friends of mine that have been on the spectrum, which is what I knew about Rosa. They've been on the spectrum that they have seizures.
Being on the spectrum and having a guardian are like universes apart. Like having a guardian means that you are unable to like live independently. It's different than just quote unquote being on the spectrum, right? Like, and that's why it's a spectrum, because Lio probably knows a lot of high functioning individuals. He's in the fucking, you know, FCC, ACC, whatever the fuck, who cares? Like, I'm sure that he's been around people who are intellectually disabled. Obviously, we know that to be true. But there's a difference between somebody being like on the spectrum and somebody being like so disabled that they require a caregiver. Those are two totally different things. It is a spectrum, and somebody requiring a caregiver is at the lower end of that spectrum. That's somebody that requires a lot of support and cannot functionally live independently, like on their own. So, I agree. Okay.
And they have guardians over them and whatnot, and they're still able to make tons of decisions. They still have full cognition. They're able to make a lot of decisions. One example of that would be Misanthropony.
And this is like what I said earlier. It's like, oh, well, I have a friend that, well, my friend Jim doesn't have, like, this problem. My friend Andy, like, literally doesn't have a jaw and he fucking died. It's like, what does that have to do with fucking anything, you gigantic dipshit? Like, I just want to peel my skin off and eat it. He's so fucking dumb. He's so fucking dumb.
His mother's in complete, guardianship over him, and he's still able to make his YouTube channel, still did some things that he was held accountable for, the whole 9 yards.
Oh my god, they're not that disabled. They know how to use youtube.com. You guys, literally, disabilities don't exist. Do you guys know how to log into youtube.com? Not disabled. Next.
Covering later on, because as I stated in my video, the knowledge of the spectrum, mental health, all that isn't really my strong suit, which is why I've made a lot of changes.
Is there really a strong suit?
These things, especially when somebody is on the spectrum, not related to predator hunting. I don't do that anymore. But for a while, my thought was if A fits, then B fits, which is part of my problem going into some of these things, not handling them a lot more delicately than I should have.
Sure. I would say that I don't know what Zaid or Misanthropony, I don't know what his situation is, but there are different levels of guardianship. There are different levels of the spectrum as well. And I don't know if Misanthropony is legally has a custodian. It could be that he has a caretaker. A lot of people have that. He has a caretaker. Does that mean that he legally has a custodian? Is that it?
Yes, actually, he does.
Okay.
This is his mother.
So,
this is his mother.
Yeah, so then if they're legally appointed guardians, then, using the fact that he can make a YouTube channel is not really the greatest example of agency, right? Because
Correct.
if you have a guardian, right, that still means in a lot of states that you can't make major purchases, you can't gamble, you can't own a gun. And with
Well,
knowing
when it got
that,
towards cognition as opposed to other things. Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Wait, what did he just say?
example of agency, right? Because if you have a guardian, right, that still means in a lot of states that you can't make major purchases, you can't gamble, you can't own a gun. And with
Well,
knowing
when it got
that,
towards cognition as opposed to other things. Sorry, I didn't
Part of the thing with owning firearms is like the consequences of owning a thing that's designed to kill other things. That's part of it. Yes, that is part of it. Correct. Cognition does actually play into that, because if you don't have the capacity to understand, like, the risk associated with owning this thing, that definitely falls into cognition. Like, if somebody doesn't understand that a gun kills people, that is a question of cognition and, like, safety. I'm crashing out.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was pointing towards cognition.
Sure, that might be the case, but I think if somebody legally can't own a gun, can't gamble, and can't make major purchases, then that means that effectively in the law they are like a minor, right?
I never thought about it from that perspective.
Wow, never thought about it. That's a theme, isn't it?
Checks, there's a whole bunch of things that people who have legal guardians, legal custodians can't do. So I think to hold them to a neurotypical standard is not right.
You're 100% correct on that. That's why I was in the wrong for the Rosa call.
A woman, right?
Okay,
Wow.
well, here's the thing. You in your video, while you do apologize at times for like the Rosa call, you still double down and say Rosa is a liar, Rosa doesn't take any accountability, Rosa doesn't apologize, right? Here's the thing. If someone who legally has no agency is saying that they can't apologize because of demons in their head telling them things, do you really think that they have enough agency to kick someone from a Discord server where the server owner didn't want that person kicked?
Well, in the case of that, obviously my position on that is different than it was then. My issue at this point comes down to if Rosa is able, or anybody in that position, specifically that is able to identify that something's wrong, and is able to identify they shouldn't be in a space with somebody, they should be able to remove themselves. Because I've seen people like Rosa do that. That's why I pointed out their back and forth with Agent Angie, to where Rosa was able to find Angie's parents and able to try a harassment campaign. This is where I'm struggling when it comes down to this, because if Rosa's capable of identifying and targeting somebody, I don't know why they couldn't remove themselves from the situation or get a hold of somebody else, because they clearly have no problem reaching out to other people.
Well, and the other thing to be mindful of as well, guys, when we're talking about this, is if somebody is intellectually disabled and they have the capacity of essentially a child, if that's what we're running with here, because that seems to be something that he's agreeable to, is that person going to be easy or difficult to manipulate? What do we think? What do we think? Do we think that that person is going to be able to confront somebody in a meaningful way and get answers? Or do you think that that person is probably going to be pretty easy to manipulate? Like, if you have somebody who's intellectually disabled and you say, hey, John, my intellectually disabled buddy, that person over there, that person's a pedophile. And John goes, oh, that's crazy. And John goes and talks to this person to get their side of the story. Would it be reasonable that the person that is the manipulator, like Giga Groomer here, is the person who could manipulate this person into believing that the allegations are false? What do we think? What do we think here? Why is the onus not on the adults that knew better in this situation and the people that are neurotypical to handle it? Why? Interesting. Interesting. Sleep well, little fly. Love you lots. Love you long time. See you later, Gator. Quick smoky pokey, guys. Quick smoky pokey. Quick smoky pokey. Okay, I'm going to put on your key jangling. I'll be back in just a second. Everybody behave. I'll be right back.
I gave in only to the best of my urges.
find peace. Beatrice, don't do this.
Because of you, I must.
I would never do anything to cause this.
Oh, but you did cause this. Let me refresh your memory. Look into your beloved's eyes, Dante. Look.
Dante, look.
Beatrice, what have I done?
Do we have an arrangement?
I'm no brute. Guards, release this one. And her brother.
You broke your promise.
You don't know what it was like.
But she does know what it was like. I showed her.
Beatrice, don't.
I have no choice.
So your girl left you for Lucifer?
My faults are mine, but she doesn't deserve this. I have to set things right.
Give up the little bitch, Dante. Once this dirty business is complete, and Lucifer's way home is reopened, her part in this play will seem so small.
I don't understand.
Of course you don't. You just gave up the keys to the kingdom. And for what? The tits of a slave girl.
Damn you!
Too late for that. And now to give Lucifer the time he needs.
Mistress, let me have him.
As you wish, Anthony. Be healed. Soon Anthony and I will be lovers again. Take my strength, Anthony. Strengthen your resolve, Anthony.
hoped we would be together for all eternity.
Anthony.
It wasn't supposed to end like this. We had a deal.
Oh, sorry guys. I had to make a phone call. My bad. Sorry. So sorry. Let's continue. Let's try to power through.
Well, there were screenshots. There were screenshots of Rosa reaching out to Star Giant or Rebecca, whatever her name is, and asking Rebecca about this person. So it's there. It's not like Rosa didn't reach out. Rosa did reach out, and Star Giant said, "Well, you know, that's not really an issue right now, etc., etc." And you know that legally this person doesn't have agency. Legally, they're basically a minor, and they're going to be for the rest of their lives. I don't think it's fair to hold them to that standard. And you know, the very fact that she's talking about voices in her head saying that they're going to hurt her family, like this person is not mentally well. There's more responsibility on the server owner for even making that person a mod in the first place. I agree with that.
Correct.
100%. And so, you know, Rosa knowing how to be a crazy person harassing somebody online doesn't mean that she knows right from wrong. It doesn't mean that she is effective in her agency even.
I don't know if I can 100% agree with the not knowing right from wrong, because even if we're not talking from a moral aspect, there's obviously something in Rosa's mind that can delineate the difference between something she enjoys and something she doesn't. This is where I'm getting lost in this, because how can we sit here and say that Rosa can make all these cognitive, consistent decisions, but also say that, well, they're not capable of making the right decisions?
I don't think
That's
that
what
she
I
can
don't
make.
understand. That's why
I don't think she can make cognitive, I don't think she can make consistent cognitive, positions. I think that this is somebody who's very mentally unwell. I never would hold a standard for them. I don't think they should have been a moderator in that server in the first place. And I don't think just because you can tell the difference between when you enjoy something versus when you don't enjoy something, that means you're good at determining right versus wrong. Somebody might enjoy somebody. That doesn't mean that it's right?
Well, let me rephrase myself then. She knows enough to know that lying is wrong, which is why she was obsessed with Agent Angie, or Lovely Lena. That's why she tried to harass her. So she does know at least some basic understanding of right from wrong. So she knows what a predator is. She knows what a child
Well,
predator
sure, but that doesn't extend to what we're talking about now. But okay.
is.
Get here. Sorry. I don't know that you have the knowledge of what she knows. I don't know that you have the ability to say that. If she is about as credible as a minor, there's no way for anybody to correctly evaluate that.
She literally said in her text that the reason why she's mad is because Lovely Lena's a liar. That's not me saying it. That's her saying it.
Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't...
I mean, kids know that lying is wrong, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're able to evaluate, like, high-level judgment calls on what's right and what's wrong. Like, hello? Hang on. Oh, 40.
Ral has had his moments as well, because in that call especially.
Well, I told you why I won't.
No, I mean, you told me why. I still stand by that. I think an Aiden call wouldn't be terrible. But I don't think there's any active Lio drama where it's, like, needed. Because obviously he's making jokes.
Make some.
Yeah, if you want to make it, then go for it, dude. But like,
I'm going to cause an arsonist attack.
Just because, like...
It's going to be different for once.
But I think he's analytical enough to where it wouldn't be a bad call.
Oh, so this is just iNut trying to convince Lio to actually talk to people other than him. Nice base.
mean that she is going to be consistent anywhere else, like in her thought process.
Consistent? No. My point is that she does at least have some basic understanding of right from wrong. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, but she's like literally, okay, I'm just gonna be blunt. You know, she's literally mentally retarded. Like, I don't know, like, that is not somebody that I'm looking to be responsible, especially when I look at Endo. Endo is clearly way more cognitively, present and able to process things than Rosa is.
So is your argument ultimately, and correct me if I'm wrong here, do you think that Rosa has no culpability for anything, or that should just go to the parents?
I think that Rosa can be a crazy person who's an asshole who probably shouldn't be on the internet. But I think expecting her to understand exactly what she's doing wrong, especially with this guilt by association thing, which I think that by itself is a very flimsy argument. I think I don't think that's a reasonable standard. Because the guilt by association that you're saying, like, oh, she had the ability to leave that server. Well, you have been friends or associated with people who were pretty problematic themselves, right? Before you knew they were.
Well, if it's before I knew they were, then that doesn't hold weight either. That's
I don't know. If there's a pattern,
I'm aware of.
Here's the thing, if there's a pattern of you being friendly with or being associated with people who end up being creepy or being weird, I think that there's an issue there. I don't think any culpability from Rosa.
Or is that just an assumption? Okay, then that's your statement, and that's fine. There's this concept that happens within a lot of social circles, especially on the internet, called troll shielding. And when you're doing predator hunting, there's going to be creeps that are going to get into the inner circle because they think they're safe there. This is not something just I've dealt with, but multiple other people, even people who don't cover predation, just people who cover other people who do, or people who just talk about it, who will wind up in these servers and getting close to people to try to cover their own nonsense. That isn't something I could magically see through, or you, or anybody else, until something actually comes to light. So unless you're able to magically scope out whether or not somebody's doing something behind the scenes, I don't think that's really reasonable.
Okay, again, you are holding Rosa to a standard where she needs to disconnect from the server when she has brought the complaint to the server owner. She needs to leave that server because the server owner decided it wasn't a big deal or said that they were handling it. She already did her job. She communicated that to the server owner, and the server owner said, look, you don't need to worry about that right now. That's not an issue. Is she not supposed to trust the server owner? You guys were going in on her for trusting the server owner when all of you have been trusting people who are like far more crazy, far more problematic, right? Coyote Lovely is one, right?
Yeah, did we know what Coyote was doing?
I mean, Lio did know what Coyote Lovely was doing because Lio got the FCK leaks, several months before shit blew up. So yeah, he did, unless he wants to use his boomer excuse again, where he's like, oh, I just didn't know how to open it.
Yeah, that's why they became friends. Did you listen to the first Rosa call?
I don't remember much of it, but
it was on
you
text,
did know.
Text.
Wait, people are saying that you did know about Coyote Lovely, though.
They can say that all they want, but I did not know Coyote was sitting there having actual ooh conversations with Sappho. I didn't know the other stunts he was playing behind the scenes, which is why I was so doggone bad when I found out. They can say you knew all you want, but unless they actually have evidence that I did, I don't want to hear it from them.
Well, didn't you know that, at the very least, people were... So Coyote Lovely was involved in this thing where he was associated with somebody else who was sending minors to known child predators for 8 months, and you knew for 8 months that was happening.
Hold on, what? Can you run that by me again?
Yes, there's evidence that you knew for 8 months that Zerkalo was putting children in danger, essentially.
No, I knew that Zerkalo asked an inappropriate question and tried to play pretend that they didn't know what the problem was, putting that out to an audience that had minors in it. That's what I knew about Zerkalo. The call we had with Zerkalo was to try to figure out what else may be legitimate. And it got sidetracked because Coyote kept running defense, and I started getting pissed because of all the stupid inside nonsense going on. That's not the same as knowing somebody's entire history. That's asinine.
How long did you know these people?
And it's also been talked about to death. Which one, Zerkalo or Coyote?
Both of them.
Didn't know Zerkalo at all. That's the one time I've talked to Zerkalo was in that call. Coyote I knew for a few years.
Okay, so for a few years, you knew Coyote. Coyote is now no longer somebody you're associated with. Why is that?
Correct. Because Coyote got caught doing horrific things behind the scenes.
And also was associated with Zerkalo, right? Or Zerkalo, whatever you say his name. And
they were roommates at one point.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Pretty sus. I don't know. You can say...
Yeah,
you
in
put all
retrospect, it
these,
absolutely is.
You put... Again, all I'm saying is you put all of these excuses for yourself saying you didn't know. Again, this person, Rosa, is somebody who can't own a gun, can't gamble, can't make major purchases, and you're thinking that she is going to cognitively put all of the lore of Star Giant in her head and know that she needs to disconnect from the server?
All of it? No, but my point is with Rosa, and I pointed this out before, it's not just going Star Giant. Rosa's gone to plenty of other people about far more minor things. Rosa knows what a child predator is. Rosa knows all of that.
Does she know what a child predator is?
I'm putting...
Because it seems like a lot of you guys don't realize what a child predator is. You think that Endo was groomed by this person. I have not seen anything in their video where they talk about being groomed by this person.
Yeah, and like I told you, there's other things that are not made public right now. Sitting here saying I don't know what a child predator is because specifically Endo, I think is kind of far reached, honestly. Do you have any other examples?
I don't know what it is because this is kind of far reached. These people wouldn't know a child predator if they slapped him in the face. And quite literally, that's what happened because Lio was good friends with Josh Vita for how long? And Josh Vita was a literal pedophile. So obviously, we're not really good at this at all.
Examples of me not knowing what a child predator is?
No, I mean we can get into that a bit. I do want to focus a little bit more on Rosa, and then we can get into specifically the predator hunting stuff. But you're saying that you are assuming that you understand Rosa's state of mind. I don't think you know her that well to know that.
But you do?
I mean, I think that I know it a little bit better than you do, knowing the information that's out there. That she has seizures as a result of stress.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how anybody can sit in that call and listen to the way that she talks and know that she has brain damage and continue to let people go in on her like that. And then to threaten to call the parents of that.
Where'd the claim of brain damage come from? Because I keep hearing that, and that was not.
She herself has said that she has brain damage because of seizures. She has memory issues because of seizures.
So let me get this straight. On one hand, you say that Rosa is crazy, but on the other hand, you take what she says at face value.
When it comes to her illness, absolutely, because it's believable, because she's talking, like you said, she's talking about demons in her head, telling her she can't apologize because her family's gonna die. It's completely reasonable that she's crazy. Yeah, she's crazy. Of course she has mental issues. It's very clear. You listen to the way that she speaks, and I don't know how.
Also, no hate for Stardust, because I do the same thing. I say a lot, and I'm trying really hard to stop doing that. It's a bad habit. I say way too much, unfortunately. I also say like and filler words a lot. I need to get better about not saying so frequently. But you can see all the cuts in this from where Stardust is cutting out all of her ums. I just kind of own it. It's like, yeah, I'm just a girl. I'm a stupid bitch. I can't help it. I say a lot. I'm sorry.
How you can listen to the way that she speaks and not assume that she has some serious mental issues.
Okay, I just find it odd that you're sitting here saying I have a double standard, which that might very well be true. We can get into that later, but you're claiming that you know more about her mental status. You know whether she's lying or not.
I don't know if she's lying or not. I'm saying that it doesn't matter if she's lying or not because she's basically effectively a minor legally.
So it doesn't matter if she's lying, but it matters what she says?
No. I don't think, I think what matters is we know the surrounding information. You specifically knew the surrounding information that you did not disclose to the server, and you continue to let.
You're claiming I knew about the brain damage. I didn't.
Well, you knew enough. And she tried to tell you all multiple times that she does get seizures, and seizures are known to give people brain damage. It's not that hard.
Actually, no, I did not know that seizures give people brain damage because I didn't even find out till a few weeks ago that seizures can be triggered specifically by stress. I've had one instance.
Like, this is your medical expert. The guy that thought that if you didn't have a jaw, you would die. And then the guy who doesn't know, like, if you're willing to chastise people over stuff, you should probably have, like, the faintest idea of what you're talking about.
Incident dealing with somebody who had seizures and wasn't triggered by stress. Again, I didn't look into what these medical maladies can cause.
How quick is
the
a
one
Google
time I dealt with
search?
somebody who had a seizure, he had it in the middle of sleeping.
How quick is a Google search? How quick is a Google search for you?
I'd imagine it could be pretty quick, but why in the world would I think to look at that?
I think, okay, I don't know how anybody can enter a call with Rosa and not know immediately that she is not all there. You knew, not only did you have the context of some of her medical issues and that she had a custodian, you also knew that she thought that there were demons in her head or whatever. She was hearing voices.
That was later on. That was not something that we knew during the call. As I stated, that happened after the call.
Okay. You still knew she had a custodian, and legally she can't make major purchases. Legally she can't gamble, legally she can't own a gun.
Well, I didn't know to that extent about what she could or could not do legally. I just knew that she had a caretaker.
So, yeah. And
well, if you have a guardian, it's pretty cut and dry. If you have a guardian, you are basically a child. So you wouldn't be allowed to do the things that children can do. Hello?
No, her mentioning that she has seizures, it's a very quick Google search to find out what seizures can do to somebody. She said that she had memory issues because of the seizures. So, and I just don't know why you didn't disclose to people. Why didn't you stop Coyote Lovely from calling her retarded to her face when that was happening? Why didn't you're like the father figure of Peaches, why didn't you step in there and say, hey, we're getting a little bit out of hand?
I can't sit there and tell you where exactly my headspace was 100% at that point. The only thing I can tell you is it was unacceptable.
Okay. So look, my point at the end of the day is like, she's a vulnerable adult with a caretaker. She is effectively a minor legally, and you allow that, and I think it's like grossly inappropriate.
Unquestionably.
And you were, honestly, I think, Peaches had been talking about, I'm sorry, is my mic cutting out, blah, 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 and is it working? And then your response to her was like almost approvingly laughing and saying like, oh, it sure is, kid. Like, I don't know, like, it just seems incredibly inappropriate. And then there was like no apology for that stuff. So
there's no apology for that. Okay, then
no
let
apology.
me ask you directly then. What do you think a satisfactory apology for that would be?
I think you should hold yourself.
You should take issue with the one I made.
I think you should hold yourself to the standard that you held Rosa to in that call, because you're certainly more capable of meeting that standard than she is.
Sure.
Okay, so when did
do you think it would be wise for me to put out? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to ask, when did the Senate server become more focused on bullying people than like protecting kids or whatever it's meant for?
The server was never meant for predator hunting. That seems to be a misconception everybody has. Because I'm in there, people assume that it was made for predator hunting. It wasn't. It was never.
Okay, what was it made for?
It was just a hangout server for the most part.
Okay, and this hangout server just turned into like a bullying server then?
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by bullying. The Rosa call was obviously completely wrong. Not going to defend that one. There are times that people have come in and
not going to defend that one
into a joke, but I guess it depends on if that meets your criteria for bullying. So, what is your criteria for what you define as bullying?
I think a call, like multiple calls where like people are dogging on one person.
Yeah, I would consider like beating the shit out of somebody that has like no fucking arms to be bullying. Like typically when we think about bullying, we're picking on somebody who doesn't have the ability to defend themselves over things that are generally pretty inconsequential, or things that they have no control over. Rosa didn't have any control over the Star Giant situation, and there's no honor and there's no fun either in picking on people that can't defend themselves, right? That's not fun. That just makes you a huge fucking asshole. It is a lot of fun to poke people that have the ability to defend themselves, react, whatever. And that's the thing that I find most confusing about all of this, is because I think that it's fun to poke people and get under their skin. I think that's fun. I find that to be entertaining. I like the little, you know, the banter, the push, the pull, you know, the quibbling, whatever. I like that. I think it's fun. However, I think that I would not do that to somebody that wasn't able to defend themselves in any kind of meaningful way. Like there's quite literally no fun in that. What's the fun in like going back and forth with somebody that doesn't respond? There is no fun. It's boring. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's just not even fun at that point. There's like no utility for it.
For an extended period of time, I think that counts as bullying. I personally don't give a fuck about bullying, but I think, again, you are somebody who presents yourself as being on a higher moral ground than everybody else, so I think it's just hypocritical.
You keep saying that, but when have I ever said something like that?
You talk about how you were a predator hunter, you hunt
all the time. What do you mean? Like his whole internet presence is moral frogging.
you do present yourself as somebody who, you know, you talk about it being a man of faith. You're talking about, you have presented yourself, whether you like it or not, as somebody who's on a higher moral ground. You've gone after people for similar things. You've gone after people for, yes, you've gone after people for not being up to your standards morally.
You said similar things. Can you give me some examples?
I mean, I think if we just look at the Rosa call, like, I mean, I think that's plenty, right?
I told you right now that I 100% do not stand by the Rosa call, so I'm going to ask you again. You say that I have gone after people, which is not person, it is people, for similar things. Can you give me some examples?
Sure. There have been minors that you have doxed, right? I think that constitutes
Correct.
bullying.
Mm-hmm.
There's the kid who came in talking about how he was sexually harassed online, and you called him like a goat fucker or something like that, and threatened to notify the authorities of his sexuality. There is, and he lives.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about there? A goat humper?
You called him like an animal fucker or something. It was this kid who was Arab. He lived in the Middle East.
Oh, that's not number one. It's not kid.
Oh, wow. We have more racism. Remember, Lio Convoy also once said that everybody who is Arab and a Muslim is a pedophile. Yeah, cool.
Kid. That was somebody in their 20s that came in and making threats.
Okay,
you think that's
sure.
bullying, responding to somebody who has threatened you?
I didn't hear threats in that call.
Of course you didn't, because you only have part of the call. You don't have the text.
Okay, what threats were they making?
Oh, I'd have to look at the logs, but essentially threatening to do physical harm to people. He actually, about a year ago, he said that in 40 days he would be at my house and he would kill me.
Okay. You've never made a similar, or threat to somebody else. I feel like you have. Like you've done that to minors, not even full-grown adults. You've done that to minors. You threaten this guy like you're going to out his sexuality to the authorities in his country when you know that that's like.
I told him that it was extremely foolish to do what he's doing because of what he is and where he is. So again, I'm going to ask you: do you have any actual examples that you know full context for?
Even in the Rosa call specifically, Lio said on several occasions that he knows that Rosa's family is like homophobic and abusive, and he said, like, I usually will make a caveat and say that, if somebody is an immediate threat of harm or something like that, I won't do something like that. Like, I wouldn't out somebody to their abusive parents in any other circumstance, but I would do that for you. I hope that they, like, abuse you and shit like that. There's a really good example of that. In the Rin call, he also said that he would out Rin to Rin's transphobic parents, as Rin was quite literally hiding in a closet, whispering into the phone to have this call. This is pretty normal. This is pretty normal. And then in the Rosa call, of course, he threatened, saying, if you don't capitulate to my demands, I'm going to tell everybody that you're a pedophile. But yeah.
You're just going to take random things out of context without any full knowledge of them. You just got on to me for not doing research, but apparently you didn't do much of it yourself.
I think that the research that I've done is probably more than you've done in a lot of these scenarios. Like, no offense to you.
That's an assumption. Not something you can state factually. You don't know.
Okay. I'm sorry, there are multiple examples out there of you in calls with multiple minors threatening to dox them, threatening to call their parents. That is not right. That's not okay.
Over what? Over what?
Over
what?
Drawing silly pictures and sending them to each other. Here's the thing, Lio, even if this kid, one of the kids, I think, is actually psycho, right? I'm not disagreeing with you that the kid's psycho. Even if they're psycho, it is not a justification.
This is such a misframing of this, and Stardust loses a point, 10 points from Gryffindor for this one, you guys. The Jax call specifically was, Lio said that he joined the call, so it was like two 15-year-olds that were like fucking around, like being stupid, making, crude, like stupid 15-year-old boy jokes, like the equivalent of drawing dicks on desks and stuff like that, just being stupid, edgy children, as children tend to do. And Lio came in and said, I'm Lio Convoy, and I'm the one that doxes people in this server. And Jax said, okay, then if you try to come to my house or you try to find me, I'll defend myself. I have guns. And Lio took that to be a threat. I don't think that Lio knows what a threat is. I'm not quite sure that he understands what that word means. And so he, in turn, decided to call Jax's school and say that he was a threat to shoot up the school. So no, those are different.
Of doxing them and calling their parents.
What is doxing?
It's a gross overstepping.
No, I asked you what doxing is.
Oh, doxing is making public. I know what argument you're gonna make here. Okay, so doxing technically is the making public of private information. But I would say collecting somebody's information that is not accessible in one place and putting it in one place and using it to your advantage to call their parents or threaten to call their parents is still a threat, and it's still weaponizing doxed info.
That's not doxed info if it's public info. And secondly, when it's
He also doesn't know what doxing is, because doxing is like the publishing of private information to cause like it's like a malicious thing. It's a malicious act. So if you have and Lio has done this before in a lot of his earlier Predator Hunter videos, it's like the very first couple of frames in the first few minutes of the video where he says like their full name and where they work and shit like that. But if I get a phone book right now, let's pretend it's the 90s. If I get a phone book and I look up somebody's phone number, okay, sure, that's public information, whatever. If I look up somebody's information in the phone book and I post it in my Discord and I say, everybody call and bother this person, yes, that would be doxing because you're doing it maliciously, right? That's the point.
child is going out of line, why is calling a parent somehow beyond the pale?
It's not your
Because you're an internet fucking rando freak.
So it's not the responsibility of an adult to let a parent know when their child is going off the rail?
An internet stranger?
Would it matter if it was a stranger in public doing it?
If you're in person in public and this kid is like, punching you, that's a little bit different than somebody saying something mean on the internet.
So if a kid's sitting there screeching all sorts of threats in public, then a random stranger who hears these things shouldn't talk to the parent or try to get them?
Like in Stardust, big L for Stardust here, because the Jax did not make a threat. Jack said, if you come to my house, like, I have guns and I'll defend myself. Which I think is a reasonable statement when, like, a mouth-breathing fucking weird freak on the internet is, like, yelling at you. Like, if I was 15 years old and some weird fucking mouth breather that has, like, the cholesterol accent was fucking screaming at me saying that he was gonna dox me and find out where I lived and shit like that, I'd be like, yeah, okay, you can come over if you want, I have guns. That's not a threat. That's like setting the expectation. Like if I say, if you come closer to me, I'm going to punch you in the face. And then you take a few steps closer to me and I punch you in the face. That's not a threat. That's an expectation, right? That's a contingency. If then statements are contingencies. If you come to my house to harass me in real life, then I will fucking shoot you. That's not a threat. That's a contingency. Those are different. And 600 pounds, correct. He is 600 pounds.
I think that that's a bit different because you are an actual, you're actual public disturbance. That's a public disturbance. Somebody sending you messages or saying mean things on the, yes, and you've got actually actionable things there that you can do. When it's a stranger on the internet,
but a public server isn't public.
No, it's not. No, not in the same way.
It's not a public server.
It's not a shared public space.
Why is it called a public server? If the Nazis were fascists, why was their party called the National Socialist Party? God, what I wouldn't do to be this stupid and just have, like, no thoughts. That'd be so awesome, guys. Lio Convoy can't conjure the apple. He is intellectually stunted. He's a mental infant, as he likes to say. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't... okay.
It's like a grocery store. Or do you need to go to the public Discord server to function in your daily life? Because you do have to do that with a grocery store.
No, well, now you don't. But more importantly, I think part of the disconnect here is that you seem to see a difference between what people do online and what happens in the regular meat space. And frankly, I think that's kind of foolish.
I think that you are making a huge mistake. You are breaking one of the internet's unwritten rules, one of the biggest unwritten rules, to not dox people when you're doing this thing. When you are threatening children for being stupid online, and you're threatening to call their parents, or you do call their parents, or you call their school, I think that that is grossly inappropriate. I think you were very clearly overstepping. And if I were a parent, I would think it's weird that some stranger is calling me about my kid online.
And do you know what most of the parents that I had to contact have said when I called them?
What?
That they appreciated it.
Okay. Do they just say that to you because you're a weirdo on the internet calling them? Or do they say, like, here's the thing, I don't give a what they say. They could say anything, and that could still be weird.
Okay, you can think it's weird all you want, but I'd rather take the opinion of the people who care about these kids.
Why should I trust you?
I mean, could you imagine being a parent, and you get, like, a phone call, and it's like, hello, my name is Lio Convoy, and I am an internet pedophile hunter, and your child is posting very concerning things on the internet that make me, think this, that, and the other thing, and I think that you need to talk to them about blah, blah, blah. Like, would you not just be like, cool, thanks for letting me know, bye? Like, dude. And the thing is that if I had a kid and somebody pulled this shit with me, I would go fucking apeshit, dude. I would go fucking cuckoo bananas insane if somebody did this shit to, like, my kid. If some fucking weird, deranged internet freak was, like, threatening my fucking kid and then tried to call me, dude, I would freak out. Freak out, freak out, freak out, freak out, freak out. That would be fucking bananas, dude. That'd be crazy. That would actually be insane. And then really quick, guys, I showed this off earlier, but I didn't get enough attention, so I'm gonna do it again because I didn't get enough attention the first time I did this. So I need to finesse it. I need to finesse it, obviously. I'm still working on her, but let me put these away. Let me put my Lyos away. Hang on. This is what I'm gonna put on the stream starting, so I can show off your guys' art. The only thing that I need to do is whatever art I'm gonna use, I need to, you know, like track it with this. I don't know. I might not even track it. That seems like a shit ton of work, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I have it track? Like, you know, like every time that it moves, the image moves with it? Or should I just be moving the frame rate? I don't know. And then whoever it is, you know, we'll shout out the homies. We'll shout out the homies, okay? Yeah. So, I didn't get enough attention this time. So, yes, I hope everybody likes it. I hope everybody likes it. Okay, we can continue.
Why should I trust what you're even saying about this? Like, what? Why should I trust it? Because you've been inconsistent on other things before, right? So why should I trust your?
You're human. You've been inconsistent as well because you're a human being. Should I not trust anything you say now too?
You are purposely
Who amongst us is perfect?
Purposely on record, guilty of being inconsistent on purpose.
Inconsistent on purpose. Something every human being has done, including you.
I think it's a little bit different when you're not trying to hide your true intentions.
I'm not hiding anything, and you're making a claim again that you don't have any evidence for.
I think it's invasive for you to be doxing minors on the internet and calling their parents.
I didn't dox them.
It's incredibly creepy.
That is not
Okay,
doxing.
fine. Let's not say doxing. I think let's say it's public information. It's still creepy to go and find somebody's information that's on Facebook, call their parents and or call their school and threaten them with life ruination. It's creepy as a heck, you know? Like I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is information that is not meant for you, that you are taking advantage of and you're using to either threaten them with life ruination or actually call their parents or school.
What do you mean information that is not for me?
It's not
like,
for
what is that
you.
even supposed to mean in that context? What do you mean? What does that mean?
You do not personally know this person.
I don't think some weird fat freak on the internet should know where children live. Maybe that's a hot take.
Or not what?
You do not
yeah,
personally
and
know
you
this
don't personally
person.
know me. So how much of your information? Yeah, and how much of my information or things I've done that you know about that weren't for you either. So why is it creepy in my aspect but not
Because
yours?
you police your community.
My information
You claim to be morally higher than everybody else in your community, and you
True.
take part
I do
in
not claim
policing
that.
it. You take part in policing other content
I do
creators.
not claim to
You
be morally
absolutely
higher.
do.
I do
You
not take
do.
that claim.
You do. You absolutely
Find
do.
me a citation. Find me a citation.
Okay,
You've done
how
the
about this?
research. Where's your citation on that?
How about this? How have you educated yourself on gathering information for like child predator cases?
Here we go.
Depends on what you mean by educating myself. You want to get into that now?
Yeah.
Because you were talking about earlier how we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get
Are you
into
asking
it,
about the
yeah.
Process?
I am asking, how closely have you worked with a local police department or child safety organization to make sure what you are doing actually protects children and doesn't jeopardize any legal investigation?
I forward everything I have to the local PD, and anytime I ask them if I need to change anything I do or alter how I operate, they've said everything they have is fine.
Have you done any?
Imagine working at your local police department and this fat fuck, like, is trying to get through the door in the mobility scooter, like, presses the, you know, the little open handicap thing that opens the door, and then, like, continually, like, 8-point turning, trying to get in the door. Just fucking, and then finally gets inside and is like, I have for you another person on the internet that drew a picture of a sexy baby. Will you look into this, please? And they're just like, yeah, thanks, dude. Is there anything different I could do to help catch these prolific pedophiles? Nope, you're doing great, bud. You're doing awesome. You know, it's kind of like when a little kid shows you something, and it's like the ugliest fucking macaroni art you've ever seen in your entire life, and you're like, wow, that is so good. I see the vision. That's so cool. Wow, that's awesome. Or they're like, watch this, and then they just like put their arms up and go, woo, and you're like, wow, that's so cool.
Any training through certain organizations like UNICEF or like police departments? There are different trainings for people who actually hunt online predators, right? And report online predators. Yeah. Yes. So have you done any of those?
I actually didn't know that there are training courses on how to be a pedophile hunter. Does he think that he was just like naturally born with the inclination of being able to hunt pedophiles? Like it was divine by God that he's able to do that? Oh, okay, nice.
Well, if I didn't know, obviously I wouldn't have done them.
NCMEC is somebody who offers classes and seminars for child safety. It's the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So you haven't done any classes in that. Yes. You haven't done any classes in that. UNICEF does classes. You haven't done any classes in that. Have you had any education, any formal education in how to properly report these things and not intervene on in anything when it comes to legal investigations.
Intervene in what way? What do you mean?
Not jeopardize any potential legal.
And this is the other thing, when people do online predator hunting shit, it's actually incredibly difficult, and the people that do it successfully are people that work hand in hand with law enforcement in the municipalities where these things happen, because there's so much that can go wrong in these situations where evidence cannot be admitted in court, and then people end up getting off. And we saw this. A really good example of this is Chris Hansen with the Onision problem, where he was given the laptop. It was one of the girls' laptops that had all of this information on it. And because the chain of custody of the laptop was called into question, it could no longer be considered admissible in court because they didn't know if it was tampered with. So when you're doing like this online predator hunter shit and you're A-logging these people and getting all of this information, it is imperative that you are working hand in hand with law enforcement to make sure everything is as it needs to be, because even just a screenshot presented out of order could be grounds for them to dismiss it as being tampered with, right? Like, okay.
Cases.
It's why I stay in. That's why I stay in contact, and why I ask them, do I need to do anything differently? If I was doing something horrifically wrong, I'd imagine the cops would have told me by now. But if you want to know how we go about things, I can tell you that.
Okay, you can tell me, but I think I want to point out to the chat, you didn't even know that there was training in this specific subject area. You didn't know that there were classes in this specific subject area.
I had no idea that I couldn't be a nuclear physicist without training. News to me.
So I think that's very indicative of your level of expertise and your qualifications in actually doing predator
He has no expertise.
Well, it's not something I've done in over a year either, so that's fine.
No, but you have built a lot of your channel. Like some of your biggest views are from the predator hunting, and that's
No, they're
that's
not.
yeah.
No, they're
Correct.
not. No,
They
that's
are.
factually incorrect. What's my biggest video?
Factually
I don't know. I
incorrect.
have your YouTube pulled up right now.
Lie detected. Like, let's see. Let's check this shit out, shall we? Let's go to our videos here. And then let's go popular. Let me put my Lios away quickly. So let's take a peek at this here. So these are our most popular videos here. Can you guys see that? Okay. So we have Spoctor, 343k views. Spoctor, this is a call-out video, and we have to remember again that times have changed, Grandpa. Predator hunting online has extended into just making call-out hit pieces on people. We're not doing the Chris Hansen-esque shit anymore. Now it is these call-out YouTube hit pieces on people who are considered to be predatory or perverts or degenerate freaks. We have Spoctor, we have Just a Robot, we have Smash Bandicoot, Part 2, Predator, Coyote Lovely. No one. This is the lost intro for Thundercat, so I can see why. Some Thundercat shit. Baghost, Bunny Chan, Fox Mafia. Yeah, so our top videos are actually predator hunting. Just because it's not you with a wiretap, like sitting on the other end of the phone waiting for somebody to say, yeah, I want to fuck, does not mean that it isn't predator hunting. It is the same spirit of content.
But I guarantee you, I think if you pull up your normal videos in comparison with your predator hunting videos or your videos where you're just yelling somebody and you're morally grandstanding,
Morally grandstanding.
I mean, that's your specialty. If you pull up videos,
I don't know. I think you got me beat on that one this night.
Like I said before this, I don't.
Spencer for the 2. Lyle Convoy has very funny sock posts on KF. I disavow the dark arts, obviously. Everybody what displays?
I don't give a fuck about bullying. I only care about people being hypocritical.
Well, you're not doing a very good job at bullying if you think that's what you're doing right now.
Oh, I don't think I'm bullying. I think I'm just asking you questions. If you think it's bullying, then I apologize, but I don't care.
No. Well,
dude, like why can Lyle Convoy and I not do like a blood sports call? Like that would be fucking gas content as well. Like if you want to bully somebody, let's bully each other. That sounds fucking awesome, dude. That would be absolutely gas content. Like me and Lio just like fucking berating the shit out of each other for like an hour. That'd be fucking awesome. Like, come on. What is the fun in bullying somebody that can't fight back? There's no honor.
Why would you? Hold on. What do you mean you apologize but you don't care? Why would you apologize if you didn't care?
I apologize that you feel that way. So here's the thing.
Are you? My feelings. Interesting.
Yes. Are you aware that your involvement, minimal or maximal, can affect future cases when it comes to child predation?
It depends on what that would be. Hold on. I'm trying to find.
So specifically, outing and speaking to predators can jeopardize legal cases, future legal cases.
I'm sure it can, depending on how you go about it, which is again why I ask for input.
It jeopardizes
from the individuals I report to.
Okay. If there's no specific agency, like legal agency or law enforcement agency, that is getting involved with you while you're doing this, then you are most likely jeopardizing any future cases related to that.
Correct.
Okay, that's a good thing I don't do that. All right, so since you didn't do your research,
that's a good thing I don't do that. Even though we have.
I will inform you. My most viewed video, the top one, was Spocker, who is not a predator to my knowledge and never claimed he was. I just put out
They're claiming that now, ironically. This has aged well, hasn't it?
the fact that he owns CSEM and he treats people like garbage. The next one under that was about Just a Robot and people falsely accusing him of being one by making quote-unquote evidence.
And mind you, when Lio Convoy did his recent stream where he was like, I'm gonna fly, Jar's gonna be in Texas, I should fight him. Lio said that he had evidence that Jar was a freak to minors and then still has never posted it, so.
Underneath that is Smash Bandicoot, who does not, like, he preys on children in the sense that he sent them and he harasses them, but not that he tries to...
He's like a predator in the sense that he, like, sends children porn, but he's, like, not a predator in the sense of, like, you know, hunting small animals for nourishment. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like a predator, but he's like a predator. You know what I mean? No, fat fuck, nobody does.
Molest them. And underneath that's a cartoon intro and then Coyote.
Okay.
So you're wrong.
You did call
wrong.
No, if you look at some of your most viewed videos, I would still argue that your normal videos in comparison to your Predator videos are, you know, your Predator videos are going to get way more views.
Where are my Predator videos? Do you know what they are?
I mean, the crash, whatever.
Like all of them, the ones that you just listed.
Predator related.
So Predator
is
adjacent, but not Predator.
The video on Spocker is specifically done for like revenge for Peaches, right?
It is not done as revenge for anything. What are you talking
okay, alleging somebody has CSAM is accusing somebody of.
It's not alleged.
Correct.
It's not alleged. He admitted it in a call.
Okay, so
and remember that Spockter was a minor dating another minor, had nudes of said minor that he forgot about, and then after it was revealed to him that he still had these images, he deleted them, and then also contacted the appropriate law enforcement agencies, and they took care. They said that he did the right thing by just getting rid of it. That's what happened, actually.
You're calling him a predator. You're calling him a predator. You're calling him a predator.
I am not calling him a predator. No, I did not. Didn't know such thing.
Owning CSAM is predatory behavior.
It is predatory behavior, but that does not inherently make him a predator.
Okay, so then it's still
this is pedantics. Did your research, you wouldn't
this is pedantics. Why?
It is not semantics.
It is. Okay, it's literally you are. These are all predator related. It still makes my point. You actually made my point for me. All the videos
you made a very specific claim.
You literally talked about. No, I'm not moving the goalpost. Your biggest videos are still predator related. They are. Alleging somebody has CSAM.
They are not about predators.
All right, whatever makes you feel better. Okay. Okay. So do you want to tell me how you go about gathering evidence?
Well, depending on the case, what tends to happen is if somebody has an issue with a predator, they will come to me. They will tell me what's been going on. And at that point, depending on how things go, we might need to see screenshots. We might have to have calls, edited or otherwise, because obviously if they're sharing material, we don't want to see that. We inform them to contact their local PD, and we go from there.
Okay.
We walk the person through how to gather that information.
Do you coordinate with their local? Do you coordinate with their local PD when you do these operations?
Actually, the police here have told me that when I file reports, instead of going to their local PD, I should just file with them and have the victim file with their local PD. That's what they've informed me.
Okay, so then do you work with your local PD while you're gathering evidence or doing confronting people?
No, I usually pass the information on to them once it's all been gathered together. The confronting thing doesn't happen as often as you probably think. It's very rare, especially nowadays. Not even like the past year.
Okay, Chris Hansen, chill out.
I've been doing this even before then. Confronting them was
Chris Hamburger. Nice.
Extremely rare. There's a lot of cases I've worked on that haven't even seen the light of day because of various different reasons. Right now, my method is go to the police.
Did the police ever ask you?
Right now. Go ahead.
Did the police ever ask you explicitly to help them with their investigations?
No.
And has your local PD apprehended anybody as a result of your investigations?
Well, considering they're usually in other states, my local PD wouldn't be doing that. The way they explain to me this works is that they look into it themselves, and if they think there's enough data or enough legitimate information, they will pass it on to the local PD of the individual who is the perpetrator. And we had an incident with that, which I'm sure you're familiar with by now, with the Vita case. Jordan got together with their local PD. Their local PD got a 16-page document about it.
By the way, Vita, this is like Lio's claim to fame, is that Vita like got arrested or whatever. Vita got arrested for, they called a wellness check on Vita, and Vita like fucking attacked the cops and shit like that. And he also like stole somebody's computer or something like that. Like it had fucking nothing to do with Lio Convoy.
Everything Vita did, they passed it on to the North Carolina PD, and the North Carolina PD decided, well, we're not going to do anything about it because we don't even know if he has that phone anymore.
Could it not be because you did not involve law enforcement or any agencies actively when gathering that evidence?
They said nothing of the source.
I mean,
no reason for why they didn't do it.
Vita, okay, so first off, Vita was arrested. I believe one of the charges was for assaulting a police officer. It had nothing to do with internet crimes, anything like that.
Yep.
Secondly,
well, one thing had to do with internet crime. One thing did. That would be
I didn't see a single
theft.
listing.
Yeah.
Okay, computer theft is very different. Computer theft is very different than possession or exploiting a child online.
I'm not saying that's what he got reported for. I'm not saying that's why he got put in jail. I'm literally telling you.
You've implied it. You've implied it.
I have not
because
implied
of your.
that.
Yes, you have. You've implied it.
Oh, you're talking about in reference to the police officer being assaulted. No, that is my fault. Because what happened there was Vita had a bout where he was trying to mess with Jordan, saying that he was going to kill himself and he was going to down pills. Jordan freaked out and begged me to call a what's it called? Shoot.
Beg.
It's where you tell police officer something's going on and they double check on the person to see if they're safe. What is that called?
Welfare check.
Wellness check.
Escapes my mind right now. Thank you. Welfare check. The police officer showed up. up. Vita tried to lie. The police officer took him into custody, took him to the ward, and when Vita was at the ward, he freaked out, panicked, assaulted a nurse, his mother, and a police officer. That's one of the things.
Based, dude.
So-
Let's go. Based.
Okay. So
That's
when you
awesome.
say that somebody was arrested for computer crimes, you are making it shadowy on purpose to make them seem more predatory, or at least the reason for their arrest to
No,
seem
you
more
don't.
predatory.
You haven't even heard why that is. You don't even know what the computer crimes are in relation to. You're making claims about my intent while knowing
You
dick all about
said
the
that
situation.
was
You call
you
Dick
said it was
all.
theft.
Dick
You
all,
said it was
dude.
theft.
Yes, it's computer theft. That is what is
Computer
listed. You
theft.
know what it's in relation to.
Yeah, and he says computer crimes to like make it sound like he got in trouble for like CP or something on his computer. That's what he's doing. That's quite literally what he's doing. But okay.
Why don't you elaborate? Tell me how it's related to him being a predator.
It's not. And I never claimed it was. Where are you getting this, lunacy?
You being very vague when you claim that Vita was arrested for computer claims is implying that.
No, I'm saying it's on the document. If you actually did your research and you looked up anything concerning Vita, that is what it's listed as. Computer theft. It is nothing in relation to predation.
Computer theft is not even like it's not even a computer crime though. Computer theft is a theft crime. It's not a computer. It's not like an internet.
You don't even know what it's in relation to. You never
computer.
called the courthouse. You don't know what he got arrested for. You don't know. You're claiming that
I looked at the records. Yes, you are being vague. You are being vague on purpose. Also,
did you call? No,
why do I need to call?
Did you call? Okay, Grandpa, you can look up records online. Did you call? Did you send them a fax?
I'm not the predator hunter here. You are, and you're
You're
saying
being
that you
nice
don't.
about me being
You're
vague
saying
when I'm not.
You are. You are saying that you are saying.
No, I'm not. I'm being very direct.
Okay, I have done my research. There is no need to speak to me in this way or invalidate my work. Okay.
Yeah.
I am not. I am.
Research,
Okay. Well, I am not disrespecting you. At least I don't. I'm not intentionally
That's fair,
trying
I
to. So I would. You know, it would be nice to at least have that in return. Okay.
That's fair. I apologize.
So I think
I think
claiming that Vita was arrested for computer crimes is not very honest. To be honest, I think that.
Oh. All right, you guys. I'm gonna wind down. We can yap a little bit. I'm gonna send you guys to K-Hack, but we can yap a little bit, you guys. We can spend a little bit of quality time together. We can spend a little bit of quality time together before we go. Before we go. I'm willing to do such a thing. I'm willing to do such a thing for you guys. I need to fix this GIF, and then I still have my list of shit that I need to edit. I'll probably start working on that a little bit. Yeah. Oh, what are you guys doing for later tomorrow? What are you guys doing tomorrow? Anybody doing anything fun tomorrow? Anybody doing anything fun tomorrow? I need to maniacally do more things in here. I need to Marie Kondo more because I'm getting my couch tomorrow, which will be nice. I do have a Discord. It's in the video description, but here, just because you asked so nicely, you guys can join the Discord if you like. And then make sure you're checking out the merch, guys. Lots of good shit in there. Make sure you check out the merch as well. That's very fire. Very gas. Very gas, you know what I mean? Traveling? No, huh? Shadversity. Oh, Dead City. I'm gonna watch your Lily Orchard video later this week. I'm gonna do that later this week. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to watch that later this week. I'm sure that will be gas. I'm excited. Excited to watch. Excited to watch. That'll be pretty good. That'll be pretty good. We'll have to do that eventually. That's on my list. That's on my list of things to do. Yeah. Let's see. Where am I here? Yeah. So I have a lot of stuff to edit. I have a lot of stuff to edit that I'm going to get to work on, and then I'll be back later this week. I don't know what days yet. I'm not sure what days, but I'll stream more this week. And then next Tuesday, don't forget, next Tuesday on the 9th, we're doing the Subnautica members only stream. So make sure that we are getting our memberships in if we want to watch the Subnautica crash out, because that will be members only. But I'll come back later this week. We'll do something else later this week. I just don't know when, but I will ping in the Discord when I stream. I'm going to try to be better as well about like scheduling stuff, like how you can schedule a stream on YouTube or whatever. I'm going to try to get better about that. No promises, but I do ping in the Discord. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to send you guys over to K-Huck. Okay. Thank you guys very much for spending quality time with me. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. I really, really appreciate it. It means quite a lot. You guys are the best. You guys are just the best. That's all I gotta say. You guys are the best. Thanks for spending quality time with me, guys. Love you lots. I will see you later this week. I will ping in the Discord. Everybody go hang out with K-Huck and be nice to K-Huck for me. I Love you guys so much, okay? Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. XOXO, Gossip Girl. I'll see you later, alligators.
Born, he spoke the truth when the cost was high. He lived for Jesus, unafraid to die. We are Charlie Kirk.